Hello, hello, hello. Here we are yet again, staring into the abyss, and the abyss is staring back. This is Alec. I am joined by Gruer today. We are in the
Hello,
lower
Alec.
Brad. We are hello, Gruer. It's so good to have Gruer here. I'm very excited for today. I'm not sure about how Gruer is feeling. How are you feeling, Gruer?
Very excited. Very excited. I think this is going to be a fun one. I mean, we got the start of playoffs last week, but this is the start of the elimination series. So win or go home. Rift Sharks, has started in that upper bracket. Did take a pretty disappointing 2-0 loss to Snarkify. Wasn't the closest series. They are kind of looking to bounce back here and start their lower bracket run. Meanwhile, you have Nutbusters, who's been sitting and waiting for their opponent to fall to them. And I know they also want to have a good run. I mean, this is a team that was in the finals last season. So both these teams have high expectations for themselves. And unfortunately, only one can move on. So it's going to be an exciting series.
Only one can move on, and we are going to find out who that is today, particularly. And for this series, specifically, um, just getting, I guess, to like the meat of it. Um, for Rift Sharks, I think like you really have to like come out swinging. You don't want to be just dropping a random dropping a game here. I think that like you really just want to be pretty dominant in these games. You don't really want to just like randomly fall behind and or just lose a game and then all of a sudden like you're like on like the back foot and then like now like you have to worry about, oh, are we just gonna get like knocked out like right here, like this, like it is kind of like your do or die moment, like. And like many people like had Rift Sharks as like very high up um early on this season, and like I think Rift Sharks did have a pretty decently strong season performance, with I think like some like moments of weakness, but like generally it was like pretty strong, and we have like seen like a lot of great things, especially from this roster in particular. But it is important to remember that um if like if you want to win, like if you want to win at all, like you have to like start somewhere, and so like you got to start like getting these like playoff wins, and like this is where it has to start. It has to start like right here, like right now.
Yeah. As these slides are rolling, I do think it's worth talking about a little bit as we have about 3 minutes till draft. That key matchup that it was highlighting was the jungle matchup. And I think that is going to be an important one. On one side, you have Fishy, voted first team jungler. Many considered be the best jungler right now. He's been playing extremely well this season. Going up against Carrot, who I think when Carrot's playing at his best is the kind of player that, can create positive action for his team. A lot of his champions like to skirmish or like to gank early. And if he's able to get rolling, I think he can be a big boost for his team. I don't think Carrot's as consistent of a player as Fishy by any means. But if Carrot's playing at his best, I certainly think he can, perform and hang and set his team up well. But, they're going to be looking for that. And, if Fishy's able to come in and just grab a huge edge, I think that could really make it hard for Nutbusters. But as you see on the screen, no matches played between these players ever in Scrim Zone in Jungle. So don't know exactly what we're going to get there.
Yeah, this is like yeah, super exciting to see like how like this ends up like playing out. A lot of these like supportive roles in general are gonna be like the key. I think like a lot of the key factors in these matches. I think that like there are like definitely like some like areas like to harp on, specifically in like the lanes in particular. But like yeah, like these the matchups generally around like that like are going to be involving map movement are going to be key to like both sides to, like winning this
Yep.
like overcoming like this either side's like advantage in this game. um I think that from like what I understand from Rift Sharks, I think from, or well, what I've like heard, it's like a lot of communication between like generally like mid and jungle, like trying to like guide the team like towards like specific plays like to make in order to
Hmm.
like find like an opportunity, like find like a favorable skirmish, like early skirmish, or like find like some like really early like favorable play. And
Yeah.
then for New York Nutcrackers, from what I've seen from them, how they kind of play is they try to like look for these I guess very like very just kind of like jungle support actually like look together and generally just try to like just look on like look for like one particular place, which is normally just mid. They'll generally just go mid is what I've noticed a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I think you're right on that. I will say we are just now getting into draft.
yeah.
Rift Sharks, with side selection being the higher seeded team, opted to go onto that red side. They want that last pick, I assume, to try to get counter pick into Blake, who's such a scary top laner, especially when he gets counter pick. So far, bans are not surprising. Lilia's gonna get banned from Fishy. That he's not playing Lilia. If we have Lilia fans in the chat, sorry. And Nocturne getting taken away as well. On the other side, a lot of respect given over to Daniel Zakali. Giraffe, a little scared of that one, does not want to play into it. So they're going to go ahead and ban that away. Smolder getting banned as well. It's a flex pick. So they want to get rid of that. Varus too. And then Victor getting taken away from Giraffe.
Yeah, the Victor taken away, showing respect to draft. You know, like I mean, I've played against Victor a lot. His Victor's very good, and so there's actually gonna be a new pickup here.
I
Um,
love that. It's my favorite
yeah,
champion that Carrot actually plays. When he's playing it well, the gank pressure is oppressive. Has played it to success a lot in previous seasons. And I do think it's a champion you can kind of take early and allow your other teammates to kind of get better picks. We'll see what the counter is. Definitely, there are counters that exist. We'll see what fish he chooses to go for. I do think Syndra is a pretty good pick into Nunu. As long as Syndra has Scatter the Weak available, it's really difficult for Nunu to be like sole engage onto her. So you're going to want some other threat, so that way it's not just the snowball coming in. But if the snowball ever, or if the Scatter of the Week ever gets wasted, then Nunu can obviously then find angles onto Syndra. But Syndra blind pick, strong champ. The Rakan makes sense for Frentic. It's a really good champion for him, but it's also a really nice denial from PB, who's also a really good Rakan player. I like what Rift Sharks has done here so far, and I'm most excited now to see what's Daniel's counter pick going to be into Syndra. Maybe something like LeBlanc is something I've enjoyed in the past that I know Daniel plays well.
yeah, I think LeBlanc could be pretty good here. I'm curious to see as well.
Especially when you already have champions like the Leona and the Nunu to kind of engage. I think some follow up from something like a LeBlanc could be really good. Definitely has options though if he doesn't want to go for that super kind of aggressive pick. Maybe wants something
Yeah,
a little more consistent scaling, perhaps. We'll see. Although I will say,
yeah,
I
we'll
do
see.
think Zaya's like opening up is a pretty good spot here for Evan. I mean, you're into two melee divey champions so far. Um, could be a really good Zaya angle in the end.
Okay, so they're just gonna pick up the Yonara for archived.
Yeah, I would just love to see Evan just take Zaya here before it gets banned away. I think it's a really good champ for him.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to I think so as well. I think Zaya here is just I think actually just super good here. Plays also pretty decently well into Yunara, who has to like get like decently close like to get her auto attacks off. Really good into Leona as well, who likes to engage. You have Feather Storm to react to like a lot of like the CC threat as well as the dive coming in from Nunu. And it looks like a Garen. They're so they're going to be taking away Blake's Garen.
Yeah, they
Trying to
are.
yeah, trying to protect I guess probably some of Chow's uh tank picks
Yeah, I
that
will say to me, they're really not that seemingly scared of much else from mid lane. Because I mean, if you're choosing to ban top lane when you have last pick for top and you're not cover banning for Syndra, they must really feel like there's not much that Daniel has with the Akali already gone. Um, so I'm curious, is this there's going to be the LeBlanc? I really would have loved that LeBlanc to come through before second ban phase. Now I'm not as sure from Daniel's like most comfortable chance, maybe what the best counter is. I don't think you'd really want Jason this spot, which is another really comfortable champion for him.
I feel like you kind of almost have to take it, although like
You
at this
think?
point, yeah, I feel like I mean, well, it's either like you'd have to take like Jace or you'd have to take something like Aurora.
Yeah,
Um,
I think something like Aurora could maybe work. Uh, yeah. Hmm.
it's really weird. I like because like Jace like you don't like too much, because he doesn't really go well into he's not that great. He's not like I mean he's not terrible in the Syndra, but he's not like amazing in the Syndra. And Jace generally likes to have like fate like Chase's like,
Mumu.
oh
Stylus
yeah,
could potentially be pretty good here. I mean, it's another champ that Zaya won't mind that much, but you do have two really good ultimates for Silas to steal if that's the
yeah,
angle. I do not like
yeah.
Azir
I
personally.
think
I think
Azir's.
Syndra. I really like playing Syndra into
Yeah,
Azir.
I think if you were supposed to do Azir, I think you should have done it earlier in the draft. But yeah. Now I think it's like very awkward. Azir
Hmm.
Angela.
Yeah, okay. We'll see what the top lane blind pick's going to be. You're definitely going to want something good here to round out your comp. Hovering Trendemir. I don't know if I've actually even seen that one from Blake. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
played it before. Neferi is open, which has been another really popular champion for Blake. Don't know if they want to blind pick that though. Alawi. Blind pick Alawi. Interesting. I mean, Alawi, does pretty well in the champions like a Mumu that just have to jump in melee range of her. But
Mhm.
I do think Syndra and Xayah are pretty good into Alawi.
Yeah, I'm not too. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
Maybe
loving.
like Kennen here for Chow. It's a lot. It's a
Mm,
little too much magic damage,
yeah, I
maybe.
don't.
But
Hmm. I feel like you just. I feel like you honestly could just take the hit and just pick like or Nar.
Gnar,
Nar's great actually.
okay,
Nar's great.
yeah,
I think Nar's
I
great
like Gnar.
actually.
Yeah, good call.
Um. Yeah, I mean. Oh, I mean. Well, I don't want to sound like too insanely biased, but I'm like. I'll just be very. I don't think it's too wrong to say, but I am a very I am very hardly favoring our Rift Sharks team comp here. I feel like NYNB just picked like way too much like dive and like go in heavy like champions that don't have like a lot of range into champions that have a lot of range and like a lot of disengage and a lot of anti dive, which I think that
Yeah,
I think it
I'm
I
definitely really liking the Rift Sharks comp here. I think they have pretty clear windows to play. Um, don't love the Azir pick. I'm nervous for Daniel. I feel like this is a game where he can really get picked on in the 1v1, but also by ganks from a Mumu or roams from Rakan. And if Azir falls behind in this matchup to the point where you can't match Syndra 1v1, it's going to be very hard for him to impact the map.
yeah
So
yeah
gonna have to play really well here. But at the same time, I do think if Nutbuster can get rolling via the early pressure that Nunu can put out, perhaps they can get an advantage and try to kind of snowball that.
yeah
I think the PB is gonna have to have a really exceptional game in my opinion. Like gonna have to find really good crowd control onto the carries, the Syndra and the Xayah, um, to set up for his team, which that's what we expect from PB. Uh, it's been one of the best supports for a long time. Definitely capable. But really going to need it here because if your sole threat onto something like Syndra and Zai is Nunu charging at them, um, it's not too hard for them to stay alive. So if you can get some good Leona CC, blow some cooldowns, and then set up something like a Nunu follow up engage or an Azir shuffle, I can kind of see the angle. But um,
yeah
I do like Rift Sharks kind of plan here, and I think they really just kind of read them in draft.
yeah. I think that's something that people generally don't talk about enough though is difficulty when it comes to drafts. And what I mean by that is uh sometimes like when you pick a draft, like even though like certain drafts can be like, like you might think like, oh, these champions are like really good or like, like really OP. And I'm not like, being like I'm not like specifying like this particular like draft in like particular I think it can apply to this draft like especially for like NYNB because I think like some of their champs are like really strong, especially like Yunara and Azir. But I think that like some drafts can be like to a point where like it's so difficult to like play or like execute it like how you like want it to like play out on like the blueprint that like it's just like almost like impossible basically like and like the enemy team's like never gonna like ever give you the opportunity to like let you have like your like golden moment basically. And so I think that's the way like I think a lot of people tend to miss in draft is that like they'll like think like so much like of just like getting like this they'll think of like these like very specific moments where they can get like this just super perfect like 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 a bunch of like OPs like together and just like, oh, this is like like our like perfect draft, like it's unbeatable. But it's like it can be like pretty easily like or but like you're never gonna really ever like be able to make it work, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I do know what you're saying. I think in hindsight, I would have liked to have seen, maybe Nutbusters go for a different first pick. I like the Nunu for Carrot, but certainly not a contested pick. I think there's no chance that was ever going to get taken away from you. If you really wanted it, I think you could have easily snagged it on 2-3, and maybe gotten something like the first pick Syndra for yourself, um, or the Yunara, or even like something like Rakan. I think if they'd done their draft prep, it's pretty clear that Frentic would probably go for something like the Rakans, and it's such a good champ for PB. I would have maybe liked that. Um, I'm gonna really be looking for them to give Daniel some help in the early game. Maybe you can time some Leona roams up toward mid with Nunu angles and really try to kind of pressure on a Giraffe. But Giraffe is a player that I think is very good about recognizing when he needs to play safe, when he can play aggressive in lane. It's not an easy player to gank or punish,
Mm.
so that isn't like an easy thing for them to do. But PB's always been a support that has been pretty successful in influencing the map, helping out his other lanes. So we will see what angle they try to attack, because I definitely think this Nutbusters comp needs to get a lead here.
Yeah, it definitely needs to get a lead here, and um, I mean, it's gonna be really interesting to see like how Psycho Carrot like decides to end up pathing this game. I think that wherever he paths to is like critical for like the entire game. It is gonna like basically decide the game like whatever side like he tries to like go to first with like ever like his first gank. And so like avoiding that vision in the early part of that game is gonna be like super critical. And so for the side of Rift Sharks, I think if you're able to spot out like whatever side of the map the Nunu's on, I think you've already solved like a critical part to the puzzle. Especially like or like seeing where he's like like going towards like early on like is like just a huge win. Like really early on in the game if they're able to do that. Excuse me. Yeah.
All right. Um, should be getting in a game about a minute and a half. But yeah, just again, really excited for this one. You got a lot of big names in here too. I mean, this series has Blake, who was voted second team top laner, all scrims, Fishy and Giraffe, first team mid jungle, and PB, first team support. So you got four all scrims players represented on this. Not to mention Giraffe also being the MVP. So a lot of firepower, a lot of stars of the server in this game, and expecting great performance out of all of them. And if everybody brings their A game, I think we're set up for a really exciting series. I hope this one goes 3.
Yeah, I hope this one goes to three as well. I mean, well, I mean, Greer. I mean, it's whenever we're casting, it's like I feel like it is just destined, for it to just go to three. I don't know why it is that like when we do cast, it always seems to just find a way, um, for the games.
It wouldn't shock me either if Red Side ends up being pretty important in the series. I do think, if let's just say that Rift Sharks is able to pull this first game out, I would feel a lot more confident about Nutbusters maybe being able to take that Red Side and getting like a really nice counter pick for a player like Blake is maybe a way they could build a strong team comp for themselves. But Blake is one of the few players that is willing to pilot Alawi in this server, and he's played it to success a lot in the past. I wouldn't say this is the greatest Alawi spot in the world, but we've seen him play it to great success in spots that I also would not have said was the greatest Alawi spots in the world in the past. So I'm not going to doubt the man.
I think they had to hold on. I think that they had to remake the lobby. Fortunately.
Ah, bummer.
So we might be here for a couple more minutes.
Well, I say we take a quick break and throw it
Uh,
back once game gets on, because I have run out of stuff to say, Alec.
yeah. I will I will get a bit more water. Um, for 1 second. We will be right back. Hopefully by the time the game resumes. So just give us one moment, everyone. Uh, uh, okay. All right. Hopefully we do get in shortly.
Hopefully. Spec.
Okay, we're gonna be getting in the game in around a couple more minutes. Should be excited to see. Well, I got informed recently that they had the game set in April Fool's mode, so that is the reason for the
Oh,
reset.
I didn't know that. I
um,
didn't know you could do that. That would have been kind of fun, but maybe not the
um,
most competitive integrity.
yeah, maybe not the most maybe not the most competitive integrity. It would have been unfortunate if someone had like mythic what is it, like mythical or like legendary boots or something. Someone buys like a buys like a gets like legendary boots, and the other person has like common boots or something.
Hey, I would love to see them buying the potion of greed and giving up their HUD for that extra XP. Because I know Carrot would buy that without a doubt.
Oh man. Well, I forget. Does the potion agree? Does it also because I haven't even I've what is does it like just remove the
So
health
you
bar and
get
everything?
for 5 minutes, you get 10%. If I'm saying, I believe it's 10% increased experience. However, every time you're in combat, you can't see your health, mana, or ability cooldown, so you just lose the whole HUD while you're in combat.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. So now we're back, shortly after, and hopefully the game should be starting. Okay, yeah, gonna be getting in shortly.
Yep. All right, finally, we're getting in. It's gonna be fun. Curious to see. I don't think we'll see anything too crazy with runes or summoner spells, but we'll have the answer to that question momentarily. I expect to see pretty lane heavy rune pages in the mid lane. It's kind of been the flavor of the server this season. Yep.
Yeah.
Comet coming in for Syndra. Has opted for the teleport match across the board. Both top winners with teleport as well. No one going for that combat summoner that we've seen kind of rise in popularity. Evan did go for the cleanse so that he can try to get away from some of that Leona CC. But everything pretty standard here. I'll be curious to see, what type of builds we get to see coming out of these junglers. Like, are both these players gonna go for a little bit of damage? Maybe that first AP item into tank. I wouldn't. I suspect that from a Mumu with Nunu. Kind of have more options if you want to spec a little more damage. Although I think if you spec too much damage here, you're kind of in one-shot territory against yourself against champions like Syndra. So I would expect Carrot to build us a little bit of tank, but you never know with them. We'll see.
Soldiers, onward!
Yes, get down.
Kiss
Yeah,
me,
you never do know. And
I ain't gonna kill you. She is.
yeah, it looks like they just paused the game for like just a brief moment.
Yeah, like as our Azir expert in the server, how do you feel about this matchup? What do you expect to see early and mid?
Well, this matchup, actually, I have like a very I have a very interesting opinion about this matchup. So my opinion on this matchup is that well, I think that like the higher up you go with this matchup, I actually think like the more and more the matchup like will end up being like not like Azir favored, but it actually gets better for Azir. And like once like you kind of like figure out like how to trade as Azir into Syndra, like you actually like figure out that actually the lane is like really not that bad. You do have to take resolve basically. Resolve basically makes like the is what like because the resolve being and it's kind of like what made like the lane like playable to begin with because before the current runes, the lane was basically like unplayable. As we have a flash stun on the side of Evan, and it actually looks like that with the Tsunara slow on top, and it looks like the Nunu root is soon to follow, and it looks like the cleanse is burned out, but a heal is actually gonna end up with being able to follow up with another Leona stun. It looks like another root Zenith Blade coming out with the Yunara slow on top. First blood going over onto Archive. That's gonna be the first bloods on your NYNB, but there's the scatter of the week. There's Cat Go looking for something, but there's Lift with the solo kill. Fishy going forward, but Lift flashing away, not getting caught by it. He's taking him down his opponent. There it is.
All right. Well, the bot lane play was an awesome gank. They did such a good job setting up the kill, and they got it on to the Yunara. But Alec, Daniel just solo killed the MVP.
Just solo killed the MVP and put his name on the map. Very well played there from Lift. Gained a really nice solo kill, and I mean, I was just talking about the matchup. It gets like obviously like the lane isn't that bad for Azir. You have Resolve secondary. You're able bone plating. Yes, it's the correct choice to take. You can avoid a lot of that Syndra spell damage from her combo. It did exactly. I mean, it did exactly that. He said thanks for the bone plating. Daniel ended up taking
Wait, I think Amumu's caught here with no flash.
Yeah,
May just be able to. It's just gonna be able to get out though. Okay.
Yeah.
That first blood, or not first blood, but that first kill going on to Daniel will help him get his Mercury Treads a lot faster. And I do think anytime you're versing Syndra, Mercury Treads is such a helpful power spike.
Yeah, very helpful power spike, and this ball wave. And yeah, I mean, like the important thing is like, sometimes that blade actually connecting. Let's get more damage. Yeah, Frenix should be able just to dash away using the recon shields.
Like a little low mana here.
Yeah, a lot of transformations happening with the wall up on top. Another boulder toss, maybe for a bit more damage, but no. Looks like Chow doesn't even try to do it. Just wants to like get this wave in.
All right, Carrot's taking his red here. I'm curious to see where is he going to go after this. You know, Evan has no flash. Could potentially look for a gank, a re-gank on the bot. But they are warding it out. They are going to see the snowball coming. Yep, so nothing going to happen there. Nunu should be able to just take that crab, I would assume, and continue his clear. A little bit ahead of Amumu so far.
A little bit ahead. Yeah, and
I see Daniel backing with the wave state mid. I can't see the wave state, but it looks like he's maybe gotten it stuck outside of his tower and TPing back. So good early laning from Daniel here.
Yeah, really good early laning. It looks like it is in a really beautiful position. Should be, and it looks like that Syndra is gonna have to like walk up a bit. Carrot should be on his Zephyr, so might be a window opportunity.
Syndra is gonna drop a ward here as you see her hovering down, so does have vision to see this Nunu angle. Azir not quite 6 yet. Amumu will be there. This may be a 2v2.
Yeah, 2v2, but however, yeah, it looks like that Carrot does end up getting caught, but the Azir is so strong already. The Mercury Treads able to do so much damage. It looks like that Fishy going down, the Lethal Temple all stacked up already with the Emperor's Divide is available, so Giraffe having to be a bit careful here. Could get maybe caught by something. Another nice scatter to get a couple more splinters, but
Daniel's just playing with so much confidence, Alec. Like, I love the way he just dashed in, recognized that hey, my jungler's not caught, yours is, and just followed that up, and another really nice kill.
Yeah,
2-0 on the Azir, it's huge.
And it looks like that Chow just not respecting the Alawi damage, ends up falling down instead, but maybe Daniel, the Will of Power, actually gets shut down in the end. Just a bit too much confidence, ends up falling down, giving the shutdown over to Giraffe. And critical mistake, not what you want to be making in a moment like that.
No. Nice bandage by Fishy there to get his mid laner a kill back. They are on the board now.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's a really big solo kill top. I mean, Chow just jumped in there. And now Blake's opened up a 20 CS lead.
Yeah, 20 CS lead, but there's a flash forward center blade on to the Recon, but maybe it's just a bit too much, a bit too soon, as it looks like that Evans is going to be falling down, and Frentic's going to be going down shortly as well. The Nunu ult doesn't quite connect, and it looks like that Frentic should be able to limp away with his life.
I just love the way that PB is just setting up for Carrot's ganks so effectively, not afraid to just flash in and get that initial CC. And they're just timing it so well that the Rift Shark's bot lane can't react. I mean, Evan had flash there, or maybe it just came up, but either way, another kill onto him is huge. And that's before Archive had 6. Now Archive will have 6 for the next play.
Yeah, looks like that fish has actually been caught out in Psycho Carrot. So learn to flash away. Oh, but Psycho Carrot flashes forward, but doesn't quite get the root. But Blake has found him, and the Curse of the Sad Mummy is ended up burning out. But Chow doesn't quite have the Gnar bar available for him. And Lift dashes over, but doesn't quite complete the Shurima dash, but I'm not sure if it really matters. Ends up still grabbing the assist, and Chow still being pursued. The Soldier still available, should be able just to get a couple more auto attacks, but Daniel making a critical error. Oh, he auto attacks the turret, doesn't take down Chow in the end, and trades his life instead. Oh man.
Well, overall, still a good play for Nutbusters, but a little unfortunate there for Daniel.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate there.
Yeah, and missing some farm here. He is
Oh,
falling.
and there's actually the Gnar going forward with the ulti, but it's just a bit too much, as it looks like that the test of fate with the Alawi healing was just enough to keep Blake alive. However, it looks like that there's going to be a grub stolen here as the Will of Power laying on the Psycho Carrot. One more grub taken, and it looks like that Psycho Carrot trailing the Neural. However, that's going to be stunned up, canceled, and it looks like that the fight's going to continue to break out as Lift has actually arrived at the fight shutdown, going over onto Giraffe. It looks like that Lift is going to be dashing, and the Solar Flare is going to be burned out. The Infrared is going to be missing, but the Giraffe's going to be flashing out, keeping himself safe.
Okay, you do get Giraffe's flash there at least. So I want to see them punish this flashless Syndra before that comes back up, and it should be very vulnerable against something like an Azir and Nunu. And I mean, you know, this is almost a 2K gold lead at 9 minutes here for the side of Nutbusters. We said they needed a lead, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah, doing a good job of it, and ooh, a lot of damage actually still coming out from Lift. I mean, even though he is a bit bound at CS and even in kills, he's not that weak. Especially at this stage in the game. And man, I mean, one thing to talk about in this game. Ooh, a lot of good damage coming from Draft. I think this actually is a kill, but Lift, no! He just didn't have enough mana for another Soldier, so he actually gets taken down in the end. A solo kill for Draft, actually, at the end of the day. And oh man.
He autoed a minion there. I don't know if he kills or trades, but oh man. Oh. Lift has just had some insane plays and some head scratching ones.
Yeah, no target champion only's on for him, so yeah, that's gonna be that. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at him with Sandy. Sandy said something in chat. How can a game expect his subjects to follow if he does not lead?
Like that.
Yeah, that's.
They're TPing behind here. Syndra's TPing to Blake.
Yeah, and it looks like Blake might be in a bit of trouble here. And I mean, yeah, there's a Syndra ulti available. Blake, I mean, he does have everything available, but the healing's not going to come through in time. That's going to be another shutdown for Giraffe, who is getting kill after kill after kill in this game, getting so much gold and like so much experience now. Looks like they are on the prowl looking for Giraffe. Like, yeah, they actually do end up finding him. He does scatter the weak, but at the end of the day, he's just going to get taken down. Fishy, Curse of the Sad Money actually to keep his mid laner alive. Another Syndra Q actually to follow up. The Emperor's Divide from Lift to keep him to get the Mumu away. But it looks like that Fishy still might be looking for something here. No, not quite in range with the bandage toss. He's not going to be able to find anything there.
I mean, Giraffe just keeps receiving gold, has been able to find some good plays in what otherwise had been a really rough early game. And I mean, your Syndra is very strong at this point, and you've minimized that gold lead to only 400, 500 gold. Rift Sharks is certainly in like an okay position, I would say, at this point. Just keep fighting around this massive Syndra, and is going for that ability haste build. So we'll have the Scatter of the Week up pretty often this game, and that could be huge.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably gonna be really huge. Yeah, I think that like when Syndra definitely gets to that point where she gets like in a fight, if she's able to get to like using the Scatter a week a second time, it's just so huge.
Carrots?
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, there's the Grand Entrance actually canceling Carrots trying to end up doing. And it looks like that Evan's able actually to free hit. The Thunderstorm comes out, doesn't quite connect. Exactly.
Here comes Syndra.
Yeah, but Draft does end up getting tagged by the Solar Flare, so not much is able to be done there.
Yeah, good ult by PB there to keep Giraffe from catching up.
Yeah, a scatter there could have been very lethal.
And, you know, Nunu is very squishy with this current build. If you get some defensive items, I think it would help him out moving forward. But as of right now, very squishy.
Yeah, very squishy. And I think like, but however, you know, a really big, you know, bright point still for the side of New York Nutbusters. Oh, a really nice flash Blade Caller from the side of Evan. The Grand Entrance still to knock a Frentic. But it's not quite enough. I mean, I think Archive is just so strong on this Yunara that it's really hard to just look for anything. I mean, it does end up forcing out the barrier, but loses flash in the process of it. Just maybe not quite as worth as like you would have hoped.
Yeah, fortunately for Rift Archive's ultimate was not up. If Yunara had ult there, that would have just been a chase down and a kill. Evan went for the flashy play, but did not quite have the damage.
Yeah, man, this is an action-packed game. I'm trying to like get in like some of my words. I don't know, it's almost like I can't. But as I was saying, bright point for NYNB has been Blake actually, as he's been doing really good in this lane. That's not normally good for Lowy, if I'm not mistaken. As Gnar is generally one of the
Nunu's behind Syndra.
Yeah, behind Syndra, but actually gets to dodge away from. There's the Unleashed Power, and Fishy decides to end up trying to continue to look, but Fishy maybe bite off a bit more than they can chew, and ends up getting taken down at the end of it all. Another scatter the weak from Giraffe, but doesn't really end up picking anything off. I mean, the Will of Power plus the orb does end up landing, but can't quite look for anything just yet. I mean, is trying to find a bit more damage, but
PB's kind of just.
yeah.
Well, I don't know what Dino's canceling his base. He needs to get out of there.
He needs to get out of there, as just kind of just weirdly drifts away on camera, I guess. That was a very weird spectator moment, but I guess it doesn't really matter, as it looks like that actually there's the dash in, and then because there's the stun, I mean, it ends up getting killed, but no, Frentic actually grabbed the aggro, so maybe actually Giraffe actually ends up getting out of this. The Will of Power ends up slowing. Frentic is in the area under Scatter of the Week, but actually the Scatter of the Week also knocks away with the Zenith Blade. The root coming through, the quickness actually to charm, but the flash forward from Psycho Carrot to end up finishing off Giraffe at the end of it all. You know what? That was an insane play from both sides. I wasn't expecting the flash in, the coordination from the side of NYNB. But actually, Psycho Carrot ends up picking up Frentic at the end of it. And Fishy trying to chase down the Nunu. Maybe he can pick up a kill here. And no, just decides that he doesn't quite have the damage, as he is still quite behind in this game. I mean,
This game is crazy. I'm having so much fun
no,
with this
but like
one.
actually, legitimately, under that tower there, the mechanics there were actually really high level, like unironically.
Yeah.
Unironically,
No,
Frentic grabbed
calling
like the coordination between both PB and Lift, like PB going like, you know, immediately stunning nice cleanse coming out from Evan. Yeah, there's the Feather Storm, and it looks like the stun. No, doesn't quite get anything. Frentic, however, has arrived in the area.
That's cleanse and ultimate out off Evan though. That's huge.
That's huge. I mean, yeah, Drag's in a minute 30, and so like we're not gonna have that available if there is to be a fight there. It looks like, however, a lot of damage actually coming down onto Lift. I mean, there's the Unleashed Power, and there's another kill for Giraffe in the mid lane. But as I was saying, like during that tower dive, the level of coordination for PB to get the stun and then Lift to immediately follow with a shuffle. However, Frentic, like seeing it, immediately grabbing, like, you know, hitting.
Mu's top.
Oh yeah, Mu is top. It's like, I can't even speak for a second, because it looks like we just got another like fight breaking out as the Alawi ult is popped.
Syndra
And it looks
doesn't
like
have
they are
ult.
trying to play this slowly. The Test of Fate still is available. Fishy on the wrong side of it all, ends up getting picked off. Blake is just the raid boss, and this isn't World of Warcraft, as it looks like at the end of the day he gets taken down at the end of it all. And maybe they can do something here, because Chow now having to run away, throws up the wall up defensively and gets away, because now it looks like a fight's breaking out on the bot side as the blade calls burn through, as Archive is now transcending beyond everything they can do and throwing out a judgment onto Evan and taking him down. And man, oh man.
W there was thick.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Archive 3-0 in this game is just playing so well so far.
Yeah, playing so well so far, and oh my gosh, I can't even like, I mean, man, it doesn't help at all, like, you know, the cough medicine, but like I can't even like breathe at the moment. Without much,
awesome, and but you know, that was kind of a risky play onto Alawi. I mean, you saw how he counters the Amumu there. Amumu went in early and just got punished, and Syndra did not have ultimate, so even though Draft TP'd up, the 3v1 without the Syndra ult was not doing that much work, and you end up going 2 for 2 there, or 2 for 1 for Nutbusters is pretty huge. Although Fishy just getting an uncontested drag here is a little illegal in my opinion. Like, I don't think they realized he was on that.
I
but
don't think so too. And it actually looks like
Nunu
Chow's
is
actually
top.
been found out. I mean, there is Blake and there's
Just
Psycho
gonna kill
Carrot.
instead, yeah.
The Gnar is all alone. The Gnar bar trying to charge up, doesn't have enough time. Gets up taken down. Really nice game coming off from Psycho Carrot.
Oh, it looks like they're looking for a counter dive potentially onto Yunara here. Has summoners up.
Has summoners up. I think they, just need to find something, find anything. I mean, they ended up getting the Drake, but it's only 2 dragons.
But 2 turrets top lane actually though.
2 turrets for the side of NYNB, and so slowly but surely this Alawi is becoming, more and more of a problem in this
Can
game.
we see the individual gold? I'd love to see how much gold Alawi's on.
Yeah, 8.3K.
Alawi 2.3K up
Nunu
basically.
as well.
Wow.
I mean, Giraffe has,
yeah.
nothing to
Giraffe
scoff
is
off.
everything for Rip Sharks right now. Absolutely everything for them.
Yeah.
Days of punishment.
This is Nutbusters playing extremely well.
Playing extremely well.
Carrot potentially deep here.
Yeah,
Just gonna steal it
actually,
away.
maybe not too deep because he actually just takes it away. Yeah, playing just a really
And we shouted out how good Fishy's been this season. I mean, he is the first team jungler for a reason. But when Carrot's playing at his best, this is the guy that can hang. And Nunu, he's 11-5 on Nunu all time. He's 2 levels up on the Amumu.
2 levels up on what is the as like the it's funny because Draft got like solo killed like early on. Obviously he did just end up killing Lift like multiple times, but he did get killed initially first. But
Yeah, I think
mean,
Lift over roamed a tiny bit. Like
Yeah.
he got a lead in his lane, over roamed a bit, and kind of gave Giraffe the window to get back into it.
but Psycho Carrot's been playing like actually very consistently.
Oh yeah, Psycho
And
Carrot's
so
been great.
Solo Flare ends up getting burned out. As the Featherstorm gone, so now like a bit more threat onto Evan. The cleanse is still available, and Evan just playing very confidently.
I mean, Archived is on 2 items right now. I mean,
Yeah.
the Yunara is so strong. I don't think you want this fight at all if you're Rift Sharks.
No, you definitely don't want that fight. As it looks like there's a snowball being rolled towards Draft, but Draft wisely walking away. And there's actually a TP.
Wait!
Here. And he actually, he's able just to TP away because he's actually
TP
looking for the Yanara, and the Nara wall up, and the Nara just walloping them into the wall. Actually,
Syndra might be caught.
Yeah, I think the Syndra is caught actually because oh no, Frederick able to block things with a nice scatter, but I think that things are going to get a bit more difficult. I mean, there's the quickness like being burned defensively. I mean, at the end of the day, Lift actually falls down instead. Really great damage coming out from Giraffe with the Will of Power, and plus another Syndra orb proccing everything, but maybe a bit too far forward, as it looks like that the damage still is coming through. Psycho Carrot going a bit more forward, but Giraffe living on a blinking health bar, and the Arc of Judgment not landing onto everyone with a shutdown actually onto Psycho Carrot, and another shutdown actually onto Archive from Fishy, who actually has found himself into this fight as well, and looks at that. PB should be falling down, but maybe he just takes down Evan, because maybe it's just a triple kill for PB. No, it's just a double. And man, oh man.
Right. That was a crazy sequence. Oh, TP in from Azir.
Yeah, TP in from Razia Sophrenic, not with a lot of mana, and probably not with a lot of life left, as he's taken down by Lift at the end of the day.
That initial play, though, I mean, I think that was just over-chased that. Like, Daniel dashed over that wall as if he had ultimate and was about to find a 2-man sweep, but he didn't have ultimate up, so he just died, and then they were able to get turned on.
Very awkward moment, but I mean, I think that was actually really good for Rift Sharks. I mean, they got 2 shutdowns there. That was like really huge to them. They killed both Nunu and Yunara falling down there. A lot of gold going on to Amumu and Syndra.
Giraffe has the ultimate here, but Nunu's coming, and Blake is sidestepping really well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a sidestepping. It turns out Draft is. He's actually going to be living for a while, but he also might just be in a bit of trouble because it looks like that there's the Leona stun, the point and click stun with the Zenith Blade, the Unleashed Power, not going to really do a lot. Blake's going to end up taking him down, and yeah, he ends up falling down. And it turns out
and
that
Daniel's 1v3 in bot lane, by the way.
1v3
with his little turret.
Yeah, ends up living.
I think Giraffe's just biting off a little bit more than he can chew there. Kind of walked behind the Alawi, but Blake did a nice job sidestepping the initial spells, giving time for his teammates to arrive. And as soon as PB got there, they can CC the Fed Syndra enough to where they can get that kill. And, you know, they're starting Dragon here with their mid laner dead. I don't know about this.
I don't know what Fishy's really thinking here. Yeah, this is just a free Amumu kill and probably a free Dragon. Curse of Sad Money's going to be burned. But guess what? The Yunara can just transcend herself and instantly kill you, it turns out, along with her teammates. So down goes Fishy.
I don't know why. I don't know why
probably
Fishy
just
started
going to be
that.
Baron Nashor as well. I don't think it's really contestable after that. And yeah,
well, I have no idea why Fishy started that. That was
I guess
really
not.
uncharacteristic of him. Doesn't look like they're going to go Baron. Instead, Nunu's just going to take his full clear. But yeah, they even the Dragon score now 2-2. And you know this. I mean, Hex Tech would be amazing for a team with Azir, with Yunara. If you can get that Soul on Nutbusters, man, that extra attack speed, that power would be really awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, like with that like power, I think it makes the game like super difficult for the side of Riftrex to play. It kind of in a way like flips like the team fights like on their head. But then again, I feel like these team fights haven't, or these team fights, there hasn't been really like one like huge cohesive team fight, which is I think like what's been like really missing for the side of Riftrex. Because I think what Riftrex actually wants is a large team fight. They don't want like a scattered
well, it may be coming here, Alec. This may be what we're asking for. But watch, Chow's Narbar is actually falling off.
And there's a solo player
He's
getting burned out, and a really nice scatter of the week coming up from Giraffe. It looks like that the engage coming through, maybe from Psycho Carrot. He's walking forward with the snowball, not quite landing onto anyone. Another nice scatter from Giraffe, getting really good damage off. Continuing just to farm those splinters, trying to get more and more of those stacks so that he can end up getting more and more damage, and so that he can do more and more damage.
Yeah, I do think a 5v5 for Riftrex wouldn't be that bad if you can time like Gnar getting Mega at the same time that Fishy's Amumu is able to find like a big ultimate, but they've not been able to find that team fight setup. But I mean, Evan's on 2 items. Like the Xayah does do enough damage to where I think if you can get a good team fight for the top side of their map and you have Rakan following up CC, I definitely think they're still in this. I mean, it's a 4K gold lead, but that's not insurmountable by any means. But they got to find the right angle. And if you're Nutbusters, I think you just continue to look for picks with the Leona, with the Nunu. And if you can find a pick and turn it into something like Baron, I think they could really just blow this game open.
Yeah, could just end up blowing this game open. I mean, a lot of control being established for the side of NYNB so far. They're doing actually NYNB is doing a really good job of playing this map, and it looks like, however, Chow has found the Gnar knocking Psycho Carrot into the wall, and that might be engaged. Grand Entrance doesn't quite connect on to Psycho Carrot, so he's actually able just to walk himself out to safety. Yeah, looks like that draft is continuing to put pressure down onto the bot lane, so that. And actually, maybe Psycho Carrot might be in real trouble because of the Crystal Sad Mummy, the quickness as well. Actually, yeah, gonna stop him from getting onto the Blast Cone. Evan continuing to press more and more autos, but doesn't quite. I'm kind of confused. Out? Yeah, I think he's out. Wait, I'm so confused. I felt like, what? I'm like so. I don't know why he. I don't. Soulflare misses.
I don't know if they want this fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, like, the really nice stun. Ooh, yeah, another, like, going for something there. But it looks like that actually draft decides that he's just time to kill Archive, and Archive ends up falling down, and there's the Yunara dead with the, like, I mean, Flash and Transcendence were both available, doesn't end up reacting to the Syndra Scatter of the week. So, yeah, and down goes PB as well, and I mean, Blake's trying to do everything he can, but I'm not sure if everything he can is enough, and I mean, there it is, like, Test of Fate, like, the healing's coming through, but he's antied already. The shutdown comes through for Evan. Chow flashes around to prevent a kill from going over to Lift. Another scatter comes through with the Mercury Tread Shield is keeping Lift alive. Evan is stepping forward. The Feather Storm comes through. The Emperor's Divide is nice, and another flash forward soldier should be enough. Azonia to keep Lift alive for a bit longer. Fishy backs away. Draft ends up getting taken down at the end of it all.
Carrot somehow was the initial thing in that play, and then somehow came back in and killed Giraffe at the end.
Yeah.
Nunu doing Nunu things. I will say, for Nutbusters, they just need to be a little slower. Like, they're trying to force that so hard. If your engage misses onto the Syndra, the fight's not there. Like, PB has missed the last couple solar flares trying to snipe out Giraffe with some long range, and then they're trying to follow it up. But as you saw with that CC missing, it allowed Giraffe to just walk up, delete Archived off the Rift. And if they can delete the Yunara, I do think team fights are going to be pretty good for them. So we'll see if, you know, PB can find a better engage onto Giraffe next time. Giraffe will not have flash for this next fight.
Yeah, I think, like, I'm, like, just confused how Psycho Carrot even, like, lived there. Because, like, I felt like Evan was just hitting him, but I don't think Evan had his W up. It was, like, I think, like, the critical thing, so he just wasn't, like, he didn't have, like, the enhanced, like, I think he's just, like, base, like, you know, normal Xayah autos for, like, some reason.
Okay, Syndra is on level 16 now. Doesn't quite have the death cap. It's very close. I mean, the one-shots are here, though. If Lift or Yunara gets tagged.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very, very dangerous. It looks like they are able to start walking themselves into the river, and it looks like, yeah, it's going to be the dragon fight breaking out because so far, so dangerous, and it looks like that the dragon is going to be end up taken. I mean, there is the new Consume plus Smite. Not really much contest coming out there from Rift Sharks, but they have decided, why not let's just look for the Baron, and so yeah, they are just going to cross this 5 across Summoner's Rift to try to take this Baron Nash. I'm not sure if NYNB
yeah, they are going to have vision on the Nash. Like, they'll know that they're starting this, but are they going to be able to get there? Yeah. I mean, Nunu gets there very quickly when he wants to. They now know Hex Gates are going to assist as well, but they're taking it so fast.
Yeah, taking it so fast. I mean, the Xayah already does so much damage along with the Amumu. Yeah, it's just gone before they can even do anything. I mean, yeah, they have arrived, and it looks like the fight might be here. Oh, the Gnar ult actually already, like, gets used and doesn't land on anyone, but a huge, actually, Curse of the Sad Mummy lands. The Nunu ult gets canceled. It looks like that Evan is continuing the free hit, and it looks like that the Gnar and Rakan are being engaged on, and they're doing everything they can, and PB is trying to do something, but Chow ends up taking him out down at the end of it all. It looks like that they are trying to chase forward, and it looks like that Lift is pursuing onto Giraffe. The Unleashed Power does so much damage, and does an instant, and kills Lift at the end of it all. A huge Will of Power ends up taking down Archived at the end of it all. Giraffe trying to do everything he can. A Scattered to push away 2, as Blake and Psycho Carrot are the only 2 members of their team remaining.
Yeah, I mean, they kill 3.
Yeah, huge shot actually coming up for Giraffe. Another Q landing onto Psycho Carrot. Maybe he has the W up to get away. The Will of Power doesn't quite connect. Another Scatter of the Weak. Another Q from Giraffe. There's the shutdown onto Psycho Carrot from Giraffe. Who strikes Giraffe so far in this game. 12, 5, and 6. He's 12. He is 18 of his. He's been part of 18 of his kills of his team's 19 kills so far. He has over 90% kill participation in this game.
Really good game from Giraffe. I mean, Giraffe is the reason they're in this game right now, and is playing really well. Honestly, the reason that fight was so close was Giraffe was zoned on the top side of that fight. Was not able to join because the Azir and the Syndra were kind of 1v1ing off to the side, but then they over-chased into him. And with this haste build that the Syndra has, the cooldowns just come up so quickly that if you don't find the engage onto Syndra, you're not going to win because he's just going to keep getting stuns off. They got to find a coordinated snap engage onto Syndra at some point. And now Syndra does have the spell shield coming through too, so it's going to be even harder.
It's going to be so much harder, and
yeah, because now you can't even just look for like a long-range Leona R onto Syndra. The spell shield would eat that.
Yeah.
It is gone now. Nunu's going in. Not quite.
Not quite. And man, oh man, Giraffe.
Nunu's behind them, but so is Gnar.
So is Gnar. The Gnar bar's already charged up. Archive running for the hills and taking so much damage. The Unleashed Power just completely annihilates Archive. Not even anything you could do about that. There's your outplay, I guess, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like that Psycho Carrot's rolling in. But what is he rolling in for? His own death as well? Yes, he is. There's the Gnar in the wall. The Curse of the Sad Mummy by my Psycho Carrot, I guess, next as you're going down, buddy. Giraffe unstoppable in this game. And I mean, there it is. They're knocking on the turrets now. Giraffe with another Scatter of the Weak onto Lift. Lift be able to dash away from that one, but PB might just have to sacrifice himself for his mid laner. It looks like yes, he is. Maybe an oh yes, he will because the bandage toss finishes them off in the end. Oh my gosh! Wow, another stun onto the Lowy and Giraffe. So much damage. And I mean, the Test of Fate trying to get him more damage off, but it doesn't matter because Evan ends up taking down Blake at the end of it all. And wow, just cool.
Yeah, I mean, the Syndra came back up there, was able to use it initially on Archived, and then able to put it on Blake there as well. And yeah, I mean, at this point, the Syndra is so fed that I don't know how they can win at this point other than finding the engage onto Syndra to start the fight.
Yeah, I mean, Giraffe is like just completely unleashed this game. You know, I mean, it is in the name of his ulti, but it's just like he's like, I mean, I think it was a Q hit onto the Yunara, and then he already had a Q on the lane on the ground, and then he hit a Q onto Yunara, and then he pressed ulti. I don't think Archive like registered getting hit by the first Q. Didn't press barrier because it's like, you know, he probably just only was like thinking about like, oh, it's just raw Syndra ulti, can't kill me, and then just died to it. Oh, but actually Drash is getting engaged on me at the end of it, but actually he's just gonna end up taking down Archive because that is the champion, and Draft does end up falling down. But there's the Gnar to disengage, and it looks like they might be trying to look for something here. I'm not sure if this is really neat looking to fight. There's the Emperor's Divide, but actually Psycho Care might be in a bit of trouble here along with Blake. Blake actually ends up falling down before he can really get anything going down. The Lowy ultimate does get a decent amount of damage off. Lift is trying to get a bit more damage himself. He does flash forward, looks for something here. Actually flashes forward. Really nice soldier damage coming out from Lift, so he is able to turn it around for a bit.
That should be Dragon. That's Soul.
Yeah, that is just Soul, I believe. Yeah, a bit too far aggressive and not really what you want to see. Chow trying to play it. I'm not sure if you can really play anything, as it looks like, yeah, it's just not a lot you can do because, I mean, the soldier's getting pulled through. Yeah, that is just going to be Soul for the side of New York Gutbusters.
It's a really nice team fighting there from Daniel to give them the Soul here. I mean, that's super clutch. I mean, this game was getting completely out of hand. You managed to get the Soul. Maybe that can help turn it back in your favor. But I mean, as you saw right there, Alec, even when they find the nice engage, the nice CC onto Syndra, if Giraffe is capable of pressing R onto Yunara, it's trading 1-for-1 every time at this point. So it's still going to be challenging, but the Soul is nice. Still in this game. I think we're setting up for like another huge team fight if they can find it. Critically, flashes are going to be up for both Xayah and Syndra here. Lift not having flash, gonna have to track those summoners here.
Yeah, gonna have to track the summoners here, and I mean, yeah, it's a big mistake. Rare mistake, well, actually, maybe a rare mistake from Archive, because Archive just falls down yet again. I mean, there is the Syndra damage. Another huge stun, actually, from Giraffe. The Zhonya's going to have to be burnt out from the Azir, as, I mean, Daniel is able to get some damage out, and he is being able to dash away. Fishy ends up falling down at the end of it all. I mean, there was a lot of damage coming through, but the Zhonya's Hourglass from Daniel was really good to dodge the Curse of the Sad Money, and Blake actually getting a lot of damage himself coming through. I mean, the Baron Nashor is up. They should be able just to take it. Yeah. I think it is just Nash here. Evan should be able to heal up off the wave. He does have a Vampiric Scepter. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Daniel's team fighting is so good right now, Alec. Yeah. I mean, he used the Zhonya's perfectly to deny the Amumu engage and then repositioned with his own dash to get in a really great spot to just 3-hit. And all that time, Syndra flashed forward, so yes, you killed Archive, but once you flashed forward, PB is sticking on you the entire fight. And Evan's just backing in a terrible spot!
Yeah, backing in a terrible spot and getting caught and getting killed in a terrible spot because now he is down, and yeah, he's going to be down for a good minute now, and that should give a bit more time for the side of New York Nutbusters to push and crack open a bit more of this base. As a critical member for the side of Rift Sharks is down and out for the count.
Yeah, and that's a rare mistake from Giraffe this game, in my opinion. Like, yes, he found the kill onto Archive, but your flash is so valuable to you as Syndra this game. I think flashing forward, there's just not worth it, and they managed to punish him, and he'll have to play really careful until that cooldown's back up. You know, what can they do here? They have the Baron. You have pretty good wave clear with a champion like Syndra.
Yeah, and there's the Solar Flare. It does land on the Fishy. I mean, PB is just sending it. And I mean, there's the Curse of the Sad Mummy. The stun actually does end up saving him. And Giraffe looking for a bit more damage. Doesn't quite take the Cascade of the Week. Ooh, some good damage coming out from the side of Psycho Kara. But there's the flash forward, the test of faith. And Giraffe's fate has been tested. And it's been deemed non-negotiable. And it looks like that Evan with the Feather Storm being the Blade Call might be able to come through. And I'm not sure it's not going to be able to have enough damage. And no, Lift now on a rampage taking down Evan, who went for the kill and didn't find behind it. 3 members dead for
they
Rift
can
Sharks.
end.
NYNB should be able to end here. The Gnar into the turn. It's not going to be enough from Chow, who now has to run now. This Alawi is just completely unleashed.
Yeah, Blake just flashed in on Giraffe, and like I called, the Syndra doesn't have flash up. And Blake just flashed in, found the kill, and meanwhile, Daniel just outplayed Evan on the bottom part of that, and I think they've done it.
I think they have done it, and yeah, that is just going to be the game 1 from Rift Sharks, not what everyone was expecting, but what we all wanted at the end of the day. And so that is going to be set, and so we should be getting to game 2. Really nice win for the side of NYNB. Really well played.
You went over that pretty quickly, but Giraffe did 72,000 damage.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Syndra did so much damage.
So much
there.
damage. I mean,
but
yeah.
I'm really happy New York Nutbusters pulled that one out, because in my opinion, if they had lost that, I was going to be pretty disappointed. Because I'm like, if you can't win that one, it's going to be hard to win a game with how well overall the map went. Yes, Giraffe got strong, but you outplayed all 4 other positions. And in the clutch, Daniel stepped up massively.
Yeah,
like in those last 2 or 3 team fights, Daniel played exceptional. And I mean, you know that. You're an amazing Azir player. That team fighting was just pretty much perfect from him at the end of the game. And I think that's ultimately what secured that, as well as Blake with some insane heroics, following up on PBCC really well.
Yeah, following up on PBCC really well, and ends up doing a lot of just really good work in general. I mean, yeah, I don't even say other than I was just generally just overall impressed from the side of just New York Nutbusters, just how they played the map overall, generally how they
Yeah, I mean, who would you give an MVP to in that game? I know we don't count them at this point, but I still think it's fun to discuss. I mean, in my opinion, like in the early game, Carrot was everywhere and really got his team ahead. But I think in the later parts of the game, it was really the solo lanes team fighting extremely well.
If I were to give it an MVP, I would personally put it between Blake or Carrot. I actually probably end up giving it to Blake, because I feel like that Blake, because when he was in a bad matchup. As
Also
Alawi,
he blind picked too. He blind picked
Alawi
Alawi
in a bad matchup, won his matchup, and then proceeded to get really strong in the game, and was a force in the team fights, just played really, really, really well, overall.
Yeah, I do think they don't win that game without Daniel's heroics in those late game team fights. Like if this was a league where we had capabilities on this stream to do replays and analyze a fight, I would love to go back to that fight where he Zonya's the Amumu ultimate in mid lane and then repositioned himself, because the amount of damage he did there was just absolutely disgusting. I thought he played that fight immaculate. The fight right before that, it looked like it was rough for them, but he cleaned up really aggressively following up, and that secured the soul for his team. Not to mention, he started off the game with a solo kill onto Giraffe. I think in the mid game got a little bit too doing a little too much in the mid game, was able to kind of die a few times, but in the late game brought it back, really clutched up. That was awesome. What do you want to see here for game 2? Because I don't think anyone's going to be shocked, and I don't think we're lying when we say that was a pretty clear underperformance by everyone on Rift Sharks except Giraffe, in my opinion. I mean, and even Giraffe, getting solo killed early, for that first kill, that's still an underperformance for him, the standard he holds himself to. So I think across the board, Rift Sharks wants to improve what they did last game. They do get side select again, obviously, and they've chosen to stay on red side. But I mean, before the game, we were saying their draft was great. So it's not like the draft phase needs to be that different from them as much as maybe the end game. But as you look for a game 2 draft here, what do you want to see? Because the one thing I'll say, I would love to see Fishy on something he's a little more known for, something he's a little more comfortable on. The Amumu just felt out of his wheelhouse and really struggled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think you could really get. But I also think you. I mean, I don't know. It's Actually, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about MVP. You could really give it to and you could give it to like I feel like you could almost give it to like any three. Like you could either give it to like mid, like jungle or like top. I feel like almost that game.
I mean, even support too. And I mean, even Archive had a nice. And honestly, Archive was having a really good game up until the point where it was just getting Syndra R'd every fight.
Yeah.
But overall, just a great Nutbusters performance. I will say, as you can see on screen, champions to watch. That was Carrot's best champion,
Hold on.
in my opinion. Like that is his best champion. That is now gone. I think this is a game where maybe you get Fishy on something he's really comfortable on. That's more of his like play style. That is kind of that like farm, perma farm, get an individual advantage, turn that into something that can help his team carry. Oh, we're already into draft.
Sorry,
though.
excuse me. Yeah, we are into draft. I got a bit. I got a bit sidetracked there. Excuse me. Um. Sorry about that. I was checking the draft links. It wasn't out yet. I thought there was like something going on.
Okay, it is
So,
same
yeah.
bands though. So same bands across the board. We're gonna see the first pick Jinx get answered by Evans Vayne, which we can talk more about that matchup later. That's an interesting pick. You blind pick the Rel, but I feel like PB is such a good Braum player. I think it's a great Braum spot, so I really like that. And then they go for what has been one of Carrot's most comfortable champions as well in the Poppy. And I mean, I think Poppy against Rel and Poppy against Vayne. That's obviously two champions with a dash that Poppy can really stuff.
Yeah,
But Orianna for Giraffe is scary. Giraffe's Orianna has been terrifying when he's picked it this season and has done really well. And it's a great pairing with a champion like Rel.
very great champion pairing with Rel, and also just another champion that just has that like super hyper just like can like just dominate lane. It's just I feel like that is kind of like Giraffe's like just general mantra of champions. Like very like strong like mages that have very strong laning generally.
Yep. Yeah, his Orianna is extremely oppressive in lane. I'll be curious to see what Daniel chooses to go for this time around. They're going to ban away his LeBlanc again. Also banning away the Garen. So I mean, identical bans for Rift Sharks. Curious if they'll ban the Talon again. I do think Talon would be pretty scary. I mean, I don't know. Poppy, probably not the worst thing. You can kind of stuff him a little bit, but that is comfort for Fishy. They're thinking it over, or hello, Alec?
Hello. Oh, can you hear me?
I couldn't hear you. I could not hear you. Now I can.
Okay.
You're okay.
Oh. Am I good?
Kane getting locked in for Fishy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. There's the so there's the Kane, and yeah. No, I mean that's a pretty Fishy-esque champion. I'm curious to see what they're trying to do here though in draft.
Wei. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Wei's not terrible here. I mean, I think it can. They have a really strong team fight on the side of Nutbusters, and a really high range composition with the Jinx and with. Oh my God! Is it the Iron Top?
Yeah. Iron Top would be very
If that gets locked in, I'm telling you, it's the Iron Top.
very interesting. Something I would like to comment. I don't think Kane's actually very good. Into the enemy
Kane into
team.
Poppy and
Yeah.
Braum. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that particularly. I feel like Kane definitely isn't the pick there. I mean, I think he is probably going to try to go for Blue Kane this game. But even then, I feel like I feel like especially like Mordekaiser now as well. Just that just feels like really brutal.
Yeah,
Kane? I'm not actually. Yeah, now I'm not really loving Rift Shark's comp actually. I feel like that they've actually kind of. I mean, maybe now they're. Yeah, the Rift Shark's comp just feels like. It feels like now feels like like the reverse of like last draft where like now like New York Nutbusters has like a lot of answers to like Rift Shark's comp. Jinx has Jinx traps are like really annoying for like a lot of Rift Shark's champions to play against. Braum and Poppy are very annoying for a lot of the champions to play against. Mordekaiser taking like a Kane or Kennen like out of the fight is like pretty bad for Rift Sharks.
Yeah, I will say I think, if I assume Fishy's going to go for the blue cane, I think that's the play style he prefers. And, maybe if he can get snowballing, it could be a little bit difficult for a champion like the Hui to stay alive. Obviously, it would become very challenging for Hui to side lane if a blue cane is threatening him. But I think if the game is really even, or if Nutbusters is able to get an advantage and your Kane's playing from behind, I do think Poppy and Braum could make it pretty difficult. Um, but I suspect Rift Sharks to play a little bit cleaner here. I think we'll see better from their bot lane. And I also think while yes, Poppy can look for early ganks, it's not quite as threatening as the Nunu was. So perhaps it allows Evan and Frentic to have a little bit more of a clean early lane phase, not fall quite as far behind. And then you have another kind of threatening carry besides from the mid lane, because I do think Giraffe will have another good game. I think his Orianna will be oppressive, and I think he'll generate another farm lead, another item advantage, and could do work. And, it is worth mentioning, Alec, there's not actually a ton of engage on the side of Nutbusters. I mean, you have Poppy running at you is essentially your engage. I mean, and as we know, Giraffe is a player that positions really well. And I think, the Orianna could kite out this enemy team fairly effectively. Like, yes, you do have long range with Jinx and Hui, but if Giraffe is positioning aggressively, kind of on the edge of the range that he can, I think he could do a lot of work here and really punish the front line of Nutbusters in team fights.
Yeah, could really punish the Nutbusters, and I think, but I like, yeah, I think there, like it is like last game. There are options for Rift Sharks comp to play into NYNB's comp. Um, Something I think that also is like to consider is the fact that uh excuse me, I'm sorry. Uh, Vayne currently, like, I guess I don't know. Currently, I feel like Vayne has been I mean, some people have like told me that Vayne has been like just kind of strong recently, or has felt strong.
Has been or has not been strong?
Has felt strong recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why some people have like felt that Vayne is strong recently. I haven't kept up too much what's been going on with like ADCs.
Yeah, I
But
will say Evan historically is a pretty solid Vayne player, and it is the kind of champion that gives him a lot of agency in late game team fights. So could look to kind of pop off, and I do think Vayne is pretty happy into a lot of the champions on the enemy team. Like as far as the front line goes, Vayne can do a lot of work into champions like Mordekaiser, Braum, and Poppy, as long as he's not just kind of getting killed immediately with
yeah,
the Poppy CC.
yeah, definitely. I think like, yeah, and also I think Vayne just being able to like, I think one of Vayne, one of like Vayne's biggest strengths, just being able to like kite against like champions like Poppy, Braum, and like Mordekaiser, but also being able to like deny certain champions from like being able to like just point and click on her like so easily, like with
Yeah.
like like that brief moment of like invisibility. I've like seen like so many, like, I mean, I feel like that is like one of the most like underutilized. Like it feels like so obvious, but I feel like so many people just don't really like use it. If you know what I'm saying. Like when I watch like people like play Vayne, they don't ever like really like actually like fully utilize like going invis as Vayne. Like like baiting like someone, like walking back like towards like a bush, like pressing R,
Sure.
and then immediately like hold on, I'm gonna see if like
I,
what's going
I
on in the
will say
lobby.
Evan, I think, is the kind of player that is capable of using that to its potential when he's really locked in. Having played with the guy before, I know that what he's capable of. So I would love to see Evan kind of a bounce back game here. But more than anything, I think if you're really looking at one player that has to step up for Rift Sharks, I mean, you got to be looking at Fishy. I mean, first team jungle, and that was not the performance you're expecting out of him. Got a more comfortable champion for him like we wanted. It's a carry champion for himself. Really looking at him to step up and take this one. And I do think while Kane's not like it's not the Nocturne ball delivery system, if you put the Oriana ball in Kane and he's flying in at fast move speed, you can still find some pretty decent shockwave combos. So I'm going to be looking at Giraffe and Fishy to really synergize this game, whereas last game it was kind of Giraffe doing the work himself.
Yeah, I am also like very curious to see like how they end up playing together, like especially in this game. I mean, I feel like this game it is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a really difficult game for Fishy. I mean, hopefully he knows what he's doing. I'm assuming he is. He generally is. Blue Cane is generally what he plays, from what I know, and
I don't know. I just the best Kane players, which I've played against quite a few. Drakkar, obviously. Apari's a really nice Kane player. Fishy's a really nice Kane players. Those are guys that when they get Blue Cane, even in spots that you'd sometimes say, hey, this might be a little difficult with something like a Poppy or something you have to worry about, the players that are comfortable on that champ, the champion's kit just allows you to do things around the map, the movement speed, to where you can still find advantageous plays. And if he's capable of doing that, I don't think the Poppy counter is the worst thing in the world. Like, yes, in a team fight, if Poppy's there, he can do work. But if the Kane player is moving around the map correctly, can probably largely avoid the Poppy for a lot of the game and try to find picks onto other characters.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I just want to look at him.
And you could potentially go for Red Kane here. Just don't really see people doing that as much lately. But obviously, there is a lot of front line that he could like drain tank off of. I just don't think I've seen someone pick Red Kane in team format in quite a while.
Yeah, I'm just briefly looking at last time these two teams went up against each other, and I see
we are 5 seconds from getting into game here, and I mean, let's just say it though. I mean, if Rift goes down, that's a pretty big shock. I mean, they got 2-0'd in the first round of playoffs, and they're down 1-0 right now. And this is a team that has first mid, first jungle, MVP. I mean, this is a team that a lot of people, if you're taking predictions, would expect to be threatening for the championship. So I suspect they'll bounce back here, but I mean, I know they have high hopes for themselves this season, and at this point, it's do or die. I mean, if they lose another game, their season ends.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, this is it. It is put up or shut up, and it is time for Rift Sharks to you got to win this game. I'm curious to see like how they if they like even like try to go for anything here early. I don't
Yeah, nothing too
like that.
surprising.
Daniel going for an early Raptor Ward might get punished for it. It looks like that. Yeah, Chow is in the area. Probably gonna have to burn Flash. Flash is over the wall, but he's on the wrong side of the map.
I don't know about that Flash.
Yeah.
I think you just take your death.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Can he TP out? You're not gonna base out.
Looks like he's basing. He probably will get found in the end. I'm not sure. Is this even? Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's what you want. Is he out?
This is crazy.
Yeah, this is a bit too crazy.
I mean, Giraffe is chasing him though, so neither mid laner is getting the XP.
Yeah, I feel like actually Giraffe should actually just
kill.
leave and get to like lane at this point. He needs to get out. He needs to get out of there. Like, yeah, there's the first blood going over to Fishy on the Kane. Definitely not what you want for the side of New York Nutbusters. Last person you need getting an early kill for.
Yeah, the first blood on the Kane's really nice for him. At least for his lane phase, though, he can TP right back, and Giraffe didn't actually do anything.
Evan actually gets taken down because there's a
wow.
The concussive blows.
All right, Evan is that's just disrespectful. I mean, dying at level 1 there is just really disrespectful, and that's not the start you want. Thankfully for them, the kill went on to Braum and not Jinx, but that's a rough start for Vayne.
Yeah, a rough start for Vayne, and not much Giraffe can really do about that, particularly.
Yeah, but I will say, if you are Rift Sharks, you're talking like Fishy needs to step up. He has been spoon-fed a good start. And as Drakkar has mentioned in the chat, Kane is a champion right now where if you're picking him, you need to get that early advantage to be useful. and he just got a free first blood. So Fishy's off to the races, but got to see a little bit cleaner gameplay from Evan here. When Rift Sharks at their best is also, in my opinion, when Evan's at his best. Not too sure how we expect this top lane matchup to go. I'm sure it's probably pretty good for Kennen considering Chow took, the counter matchup.
Oh, Blake going the obliterate just a tiny bit wide. Should be okay in the end. Does end up hitting the full.
Traded pretty effectively though. Kane may walk into Poppy here.
Yeah, it looks like that right here. This is in the area. I'm not quite sure if they spot him. They do spot him now, so they'll have discovered each other. Actually, funnily enough, she's a bit behind on his clear. You actually try to go on a Frenetic here, but he's able to actually get his mount up. However, Evan is grounded. Force back a bit.
Yeah, a little aggressive from Carrot. Went for the flash. Not quite able to find the wall stun.
There's actually another dash forward as looks like the sun comes through, but a lot of damage actually coming through.
And Carrot's just losing a lot of tempo on the map here. He's really overstaying this play. I don't think the play is there.
Yeah, I don't think the play is there at all, as trying to force onto the Rel, who is quite tanky, especially with the stolen stats.
Kane's behind Blake here.
Yeah, is behind Blake. Blake does have flash available. Should be able to get up safety if he does choose to do so, and choose to do so. Also does deny some Kane from getting a bit too many extra orbs. Blake might go for the obliterate to cancel the base. He does actually, which is
that's really annoying for Fishy.
That is very annoying.
And the way he's pushing into Blake, so he's really fine here. Like, does lose his flash obviously, but overall pretty comfortable spot for himself. And Fishy went for that gank instead of looking for any kind of counter invade. So overall, Carrot did lose tempo, but not really that far behind.
So far, this game is a bit more controlled than a bit controlled than the last game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blake
that's
just
actually, there's the realm of Def actually, because Blake actually leveled up off the minion. The obliterate lands onto Chow. Def's grasp passive ends up coming up, and there is the solo kill in top lane for Blake. Really well done from him.
And that's so impressive from Blake to find that. I mean, he is the one that just lost his flash. And, Chow had flash, but obviously not much use to you in the death realm. But I think Fishy getting there and soaking some of that experience, it got Chow caught off guard on Blake catching level 6 before him. And just, yeah, that's a tough death for Chow. And, I mean, this is 2 games in a row where Blake blind picks a matchup and is getting the advantage in top.
Yeah. Blind picks the matchup, gets caught, gets taken, or blind picks the matchup, takes the count, gets countered, wins.
And Carrot just gets a dragon too, so good first drag for the side of Nutbusters. And again, mid lane is looking pretty good for Rift Sharks. Nice CS lead, but everywhere else is looking pretty good for Nutbusters again.
Yeah, everywhere is starting to look good again for the side of Nutbusters. And if you are a Rift Sharks fan, I would start to begin to sweat a tiny bit.
Daniel's chasing Giraffe up in the river.
Yeah, and I mean, this is Spiraling Despair. The Shockwave does end up landing onto Giraffe, but Daniel should have another thing available. Oh. Giraffe getting taken down with the auto attacks. I mean, there it is. Really good damage from Daniels. Actually end up getting the kill. PB falls down, but at the end of the day, there's a solo
That's a nice
kill.
Yeah. Nice job by Archive to hit that damage to trade that for a 1-for-1, but did you see that angle? I did not realize Sway could kill Oriana there. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty disgusting solo kill by Daniel.
I kind of saw it because he only needed to hit, like, he already had he WE'd himself, so he had the mana like autos which count. and he marked him with the spiraling despair. Oh, but there, here's actually
Blake's
the
ult is
slicing
not quite up.
Yeah, not quite up, and I mean there is the Blade's reach, plus the Umbral Trespass should be a kill for Fishy, and there it is. Fishy gained a second kill of the game, and starting to get more and more of those orbs.
Really good gank timing from Fishy, because I'm pretty sure if Blake's ultimate was up 5 seconds faster, he just ults the Kin in there and probably kills him.
Yeah. But as I was saying,
back to that solo kill though,
Yeah, no,
I think Giraffe just greeted his flash a little bit, maybe held it for a little too long.
Held it for way too long because we have to be careful of is that the Hui passive does a lot of damage, and so like Daniel basically like marked him with the passive from the spiraling despair. He didn't have his, he already initially hit him like earlier with his QQ and his E, so like Giraffe knew he didn't have it up, but he wasn't thinking about like I guess like the fact that like he could just press WE auto him and proc his passive on him, so that did damage, and then so Giraffe like actually got hit with a little burst that he wasn't expecting from the Hui passive. Plus, like
Daniel's in a bad
attacks.
spot though. Okay, gonna get out of there before Kane shows up. But I mean, that's just 2 games in a row where Daniel finds a solo kill on a Giraffe, and I mean, he has to be feeling good.
Yeah, you have to be feeling good about that. As more concerning as the Shockwave actually comes out. There's the Blades reaching again, and Fishy dashing forward, trying to get more kills. And look at the Spiraling Despair does end up connecting on Giraffe and putting him quite low so far.
But he's able to just flash out there, so overall, not the worst thing.
Severing Bolt.
Kane may just look for a wraparound though.
Ooh, the Jinx Rocket. Mega Death Rocket not quite connecting. I mean,
What?
the wave dead.
I feel like Fishy can just flash on him there. No?
Yeah, I feel like if you have to go, you have to go then. I mean, like the wave is like there's only 2 minions there. Like you need to go way faster than that.
Kane has flash and R up. I feel like he could have just killed him if he wanted to, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's scared of where Poppy is.
Yeah, doesn't really know where
But
Poppy
now
is. But
there
now,
is
yeah,
where
I mean,
Poppy
Oak
is.
doesn't spike at the sun in the wall, but has to keep his Virtues available, and that's gonna be a kill for Psycho Carrot. I mean,
And Kane might be caught.
Is welcome, and yeah, Fishy might just be dead as well. I mean, has a couple abilities available, has a flash available as well. TP's in the area. TP burned from the Hui as this game for Rift Strikes. More concerning, they are even board, but
And I mean, Fishy's 2-0, so I mean, he's doing fine, but to me, that just reeks of like, you're not playing with confidence right there. I mean, I think he either, as Nolan points out in chat, either had to look for the immediate kill or look for the bot camp steal. And, yeah, I mean, a nice gank by Carrot and not 2 deaths on a Giraffe.
yeah.
But it's not even a 1k gold lead, so still pretty close game.
Crushing Maw actually connecting. Really good damage actually coming out from Daniel again. And Giraffe, look at the Shockwave, but Spiraling just actually ends up landing. Damage might not be there. No, it's quite not. With the command Protect, actually, Giraffe's able to live. PB is walking up. Giraffe is wary of the Braum. Blade Reach actually does end up connecting. Super Mega Death Rocket being dodged away from. That they have spotted out both the Poppy and the Braum. I'm not quite sure what Giraffe is doing, just sticking around here. I mean, it's just completely disrespectful. He's just going to get taken down. I just don't even understand that. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I understand wanting to get the wave in, but you see Braum, you know, you haven't seen him burn Flash. You know Poppy's in the area. You just spotted him. Just walk back. Like,
I think he's disrespecting PB right there.
Yeah,
There's
like,
not every support player would be able to find that angle to get the flash, get the Q, get the R to set up the punish. But I think this probably should just turn into Dragon. They're pinging it, and that's just huge.
yeah. I mean, that's just a Drake for the side of NYNB, and I mean a critical mistake for the mid laner of Rift Sharks. You just got like such a huge win like with your jungler like getting the pick in mid on the Hui, and like you just undid all the work by just dying there and giving the enemy team a free objective basically. Zerg can knock away. Giraffe has flash available, but might be in a bit of trouble here. Frederick in the area to maybe do something. Looking for anything at all. The stun actually connects. The root is available. The shotgun actually lands on the 2. Fishy goes in. A huge shotgun from Frentic, and Lift actually gets taken down as well. 2 huge kills onto Evan as Chow actually gets taken down the top side. The Slicing Maelstrom burn, but the Realm of Death was used even better. And it looks like at the end of the day,
yeah, they just good punish by Rift Sharks. You're calling it out correctly.
Combo.
I think Nutbusters just kind of overstayed there. And I mean, PB was on a Giraffe, but Carrot did not want to get off of the blue buff until he finished taking it. So it ended up just kind of being a pretty poor play from them. Evan walks up, Archive stays bot, and it's a nice 2 kills they managed to find. Evan getting 2 kills there is really big. A 2-in-1 Vayne on the Blade of the Ruin King now. Your carries are in pretty decent spots as far as the Kayn and the Vayne go. But meanwhile, Blake found another solo kill.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
And he has the, what do you think about the Rocket Belt tech on the Mordekaiser? Kind of gets to gap close with that. I like it.
Oh yeah. I think it's really good here. I think being able to gap close for Mordekaiser, especially against this team, is kind of what you need, honestly. Especially against champions that can kite really well. They have like a lot of move speed options, the Orianna and the Vayne, and the Cannon, especially.
And so Fishy does now have the Red Kayn transformation as well, so that's a pretty huge power spike for him.
Yeah, Evan having to flash away from the zap. He did get tagged by the Winter's Bite, so he was going to get guaranteed hit by that zap.
Yeah, Evan losing flash there. I mean, that's pretty big.
There's the Rocket Belt forward, a huge obliterate actually onto Chow. Hitting as many Thunder Shurikens as he can, but man, it feels like they're just tickling like Blake at this point.
I mean, Blake's giving Chow a lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble this series so far. Looks like however Fishy is in the area. The Jinx traps have been thrown out. Looks like they are looking for something. The Glacial Fissure is burned, but so is the Shattering Strike. And with that Zeke's Convergent along with the Vayne damage, it should be a lot of damage coming through. Shockwave in the lane is burned along with Spiraling Despair. Giraffe with the Flash Forward doesn't quite find the damage with the Dissonance, and it looks like that Giraffe might be getting taken down too. A Severing Bolt connects onto him. The Direct Check isn't enough because Psycho Care will end up taking down Giraffe at the end of it all. He falls down. Really nice play from Carrot to protect his mid laner. Looks like we actually just a fight breaking on top lane as well. Looks like that Chow just going to be maybe taken down at the end at all, but no, he actually lives. Super Dagger knocked away from and Evan. Actually not the barrier from coming from the side of Archive was actually enough. Fishing for something, but no, looks like that PB is in the area, so he's going to dissuade any sort of shenanigans coming out from him.
Really good solo kill by Archive there. Finds the outplay onto Evan. Evan not respecting the fact that the barrier was there. Even with the Jinx ult missing, was able to still win that. And, I mean, that's Giraffe's 4th death this game. Poppy's just doing a nice job of punishing him every time he's playing super aggressively. You know, critically, Giraffe is farming really well still despite the deaths. So I think his gold income is not that bad. Still going to be threatening on the Orianna, but yeah, they're actually still up in gold despite it being 9-7.
Yeah, I mean,
Giraffe roaming down, looking for a dive potentially onto the Jinx here. That's a huge shutdown they could grab.
Huge shutdown. A lot
Archive
of
has flash, but is alone. I don't think Braum can get there in time.
Might not be able to get there in time, and I feel like you really need to hit this wave if you are at the side of I mean, the Shockwave actually ends up connecting onto Archive, so that's a lot of damage down already. Yeah, I mean, this is just a kill, a shutdown onto Evan, the Vayne, that's who you need it on. And so, yeah, more and more gold coming over the side. I mean, but how much are they going to lose at the end of the day? The Rift Herald is slain. Chow's taking so much damage under the turret. He's trying to do all he can, but Psycho Care now in the area. Chow just getting bullied and stunned up against the wall. And, I mean, there it is, another kill going over. But Lift might have been found out himself. I mean, he's being walked on. The Spiraling Despair does end up connecting. But a lot of commands are ready for the Orianna. This doesn't quite connect, and it looks like that where the tower shot does, and it looks like that will be a kill going over to Giraffe. He's now on the board, and man, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, they kill they kill him, but that's 2 towers for Nutbusters. They get the mid tower, and Blake should be able to pick up the top lane tower here. They do get the shutdown off Jinx, and they are able to get a dragon. So overall, it's a kill onto Jinx and Hui with dragon for...
But it looks like there's the Keeper's Verdict actually to knock Fishy away. They might try to be able to look for a fight.
I think he's out.
I don't think you really need to look for anything here. Maybe just get a bit of vision here. So not much going to come out of that particularly.
Yeah. Carrot, interestingly enough, has not even opted for his boots yet on the Poppy. Still moving around the map with a lot of speed, obviously.
A lot of speed. And it looks like that. There's the Shattering Strike coming through, but no engage just yet. Maybe just avoid them off.
Is he going to look for the second crash? This is dangerous.
It looks like that he's actually just trying to drive it in the bush for some reason. Yeah, now this is just a bit more dangerous. I mean, the crash. Oh, trying to knock someone up with the mount up, maybe trying to catch them. But it looks like that Blake, however, is in the area. The shockwave doesn't quite connect onto anyone. However, the shutdown does come through onto Psycho Carrot, and it looks like that Blake was looking for someone to pull into the realm with Death, but he just didn't quite connect onto anyone. He still has it available. I'm not quite sure why he hasn't used it yet. And Blake just didn't use the realm with Death. He actually just gets shut down in the end. I think he thought he used it onto Fishy, but Fishy actually used Emerald Trespass, so he actually wasn't able to activate it quite yet. A complete huge mistake from him. I mean, Daniel just ended up getting like the tier 2 in the mid lane. There's a lot of towers like taken for the side of NYNB in this game so far, but Riftshark's very happy with that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nutbusters really kind of sold that play. I mean, I don't even think the shockwave hit anyone, and they were still able to really run over that fight. Yeah, I think you expected a little bit more from Blake. He came into that fight really strong, but you kind of pointed it out. Did not use the ultimate, and Archived is threatening at this point, but is not the Jinx that just runs a fight just quite yet, it seemed like there. And
looks like they're
overall,
looking for a play here. The Steadfast Presence is popped for the move speed, but Carrot wisely just trying to kill the wave.
Yeah, the Orianna is so fast. We're getting to the point of the game where I think it's actually going to be really challenging for them to actually get onto Orianna. The Orianna can kite them out really effectively. And Evan has 2 items now while Jinx is still getting it.
Damage, and is she able to keep away with the leaping slash movement? So far so good for the side of Riftsharks. I feel like that this stage of the game.
Blake is looking mid though. They're TPing up. They want to fight.
Like the reach. Yeah, it looks like that they do want to fight, and Chao does have TP available. The Glacial Fissure ends up getting burned. It looks like they are trying to look for something. The Shockwave is getting burned onto play, but Giraffe is their target maybe. But it looks like that the Heroic Archer goes in on the 1. The Keeper's Verdict actually is really nice from Psycho Care. The Slicing Maelstrom goes in, but it only is onto 1. I mean, however, the Realm of Death, Chao is welcomed into it. Psycho Care is taken down by Giraffe at the end of it all. A reset maybe for Archived here, but guess what? He's on the wrong side of it because he's been left by his team, and he gets taken down by the Evan at the end of it all. Giraffe keeping him kiting away and running away. As he kites away from his team, he's able to use the Scrims Bloom to spot out Blake. Doesn't quite run over to him. The flash forward, obliterate. Blake's able to get the kill. And it looks like that at the end of the day, Riftsharks ends up going 2 for 2 with NYNB, and a play that actually was started by NYNB, and I don't think you're really happy with that at the end of the day.
No, I don't think you are either, and Archive's pathing was really weird at the end there. Chose to walk in the river instead of back towards the turret, and I don't think had to die there. But
I feel like they should have gone back for Archive. I feel like they just kind of like left Archive out to dry. I mean,
I think Archive was out though, but maybe they did kind of abandon.
I think what happened was like Archive was chilling, but like the excited like wore off like in the middle of it, because like they probably thought they could just like run like through the like into the river.
Yeah, perhaps. Seeker's Arm Guard coming through for both top laners, so watch that for the next team fight. Chao with the Gunblade too, interesting.
Yeah, it does have Zonias as well. Probably interesting to see how much time he's able to buy. Ooh, actually, Rumble Death's actually going to be end up burned by Fishy, and Fishy trying to keep away. Does have Shafts maybe available. I mean, does use the Umbral Trespass finally. Oh, but the Spiraling the Spear doesn't quite connect, and I mean, there's the Shattering Strike as well. Lift's actually been found out. The Ignite is ticking onto him from the Rel, and it looks like, yeah, there's the damage coming through. I mean, the Winter Spike does end up connecting on the draft, but there's no one quite near the auto. It looks like that Evan is entering from the bottom. There's the final hour. There's the Slicing Maelstrom on the 3 members. There's Chao right there, the Keeper's Verdict to knock Fentic away, but who's it really knocking away? As it looks like that Blake's going to be taken down as well. Fishy now unstoppable so far in this game, and it looks like that Psycho character does end up taking down Giraffe at the end, but he's one of the only people left alongside Plain Bagel. And it looks like at the end of the day, they are just going to be taking this Drake. It's all Rift really want. They just want to get this Drake. Really nice fight from them. Chow coming in with a huge slicing maelstrom onto 3 to take the fight. A really nice pick from both Giraffe and Frentic to take down the Hui before any Hui shenanigans could happen. And man, oh man, the targeting in that fight for NYNB was just so weird.
Yeah, Daniel's positioning has been kind of poor lately too. They need to get a front to back where the Jinx and the Hui are playing near each other, and he's not just getting walked at by Orion or Rel. I think if they can find a front to back, they can still get a good team fight angle. But as of right now, these sloppy team fights, in my opinion, are favoring Rift Sharks.
Yeah, and I don't want to be too critical, but I feel like Daniel needs to be he needs to be using. He's not using what in my opinion is like Hui's just Hui's strongest ability, which is his QE. Like as near he's using to clear the waves, which is obviously probably one of the definitely one of its best uses. But it's really good in team fights, especially just to deny enemies areas to walk through.
Yeah, especially if you're fighting in the chokes like that in the jungle. It's a good call out by you.
I feel
but also Evan 3 items now is very scary. He has a whole item up on the Jinx.
Yeah, quite terrifying.
So I had the level 1 death, but after that Evan's been playing a pretty clean game, and it's what we were calling out. You needed him to play well here, and he is doing so.
Yeah,
and I think Lift's just caught.
Oh, the Blade Breach doesn't quite connect, but the Shockwave does end up connecting. I mean, there is the Reeking Slash, and I mean, there's the kill. Fishy has taken him down. So is Umbral Trespass available. I'm not quite sure if, you definitely don't want to flash over there. Would be quite unfortunate for our events if we did. This looks like that more and more this game. Oh, so much damage coming out from Evan, and I mean, ooh, PB. I mean, even with the Braum shield, it's just so much Vayne damage. He's so strong at this point in the game. I mean, he definitely has a lot more stuff than he should have. But however, their inhibitor turrets are getting knocked on at this point. Chow is basing the answer.
Jinx is hitting base.
She is pursuing from the high. But actually, there's the final hour because why not just pursue? The Glacial Fissure gets burned defensively, but Frentic has arrived, and I mean the damage is coming through. But I guess why not just kill everyone? And it looks like that they will, because the nice Keeper's Verdict actually knocked them both away. As it looks like that will be able to save Archive, but the Shockwave actually ends up landing onto Daniel, and there's the Mountain actually to knock him back, but Evan flashing forward and getting another kill. Frentic should end up falling down. The Protect's probably not going to be enough, but it's an execute because no damage landed onto him at the end of the day. And so,
that's a tough sequence for Nutbusters. I mean, Daniel dies at the start of that, comes back in, dies immediately. Hui is really struggling at this point because he's just behind, and Evan is such a threat at this point. Also, Fishy's not even died this game. So a really nice bounce back from Rift Sharks, and with a 6k gold lead here as we do have a pause, I mean, this is their game to lose. I mean, 6k gold lead at 25 minutes is massive, and I suspect they'll be able to close this one out if they keep taking these good fights like they've been able to. Maybe if you can get enough items onto Jinx here, this could be your angle, Alec. Maybe that's what you're looking at. If you are Nutbusters, get some items on Jinx and see if you can find a good team fight with all that range. But that's really the only angle I'm seeing.
Okay. This is a lovely spectator bug. I love when this happens. All right. Yeah, I feel like you definitely you need to get the reset on Jinx for the fight to like go anywhere. I mean, it's already so hard. I feel like Jinx really needs to like just she really needs her third item at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, Vayne has 4.
There are 2 1,000 gold shutdowns available if you can manage to kill either the Kayn or the Vayne, who are being very difficult to kill at this point. But maybe if you can find those shutdowns, get them onto like Jinx. Maybe that's your angle, but it's gonna be hard.
But it looks like that PD might just be caught out here. I mean, he's gonna be able to flash away. He does end flashing away. He doesn't being caught for a second, but it looks like he'll be fine at the end of the day. And I mean, I feel like with Dragon starting in a minute, I feel like you should start the Baron. I don't feel like there's really anything need to like wait for like too long. And it looks like the average Blake just might be caught out. He does end up burning the Realm of Death. But Evan taking actually a ton of damage. The Severing Bolt doesn't quite connect actually onto him, but the Slicing Maelstrom is there, and it looks like that Fishy is onto Archive. Who's gonna get slain at the end of the day. Multiple kills coming over the side of Rift Sharks there, just sweeping this fight. There's not much to write about it. Ooh, a lot of damage coming out from the side of Evan, and Lift almost actually getting a kill there. Actually, if Evan wasn't right next to Chow and the Severing Bolt only hit Chow, it would have just killed him because of the isolated damage from the ability. But luckily, he was right next to him. Both of them got hit by it, so he didn't take the isolated damage. He ends up living. Yeah, Baron Nashor taken down. Probably just going to be an easy break for them as well. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much going on so far left in this game. I don't want to like write them out of it just quite yet, but NYNB has quite the mountain to climb.
Yeah. It's going to take some pretty big Rift Sharks mistakes at this point, in my opinion, if Nutbusters is going to be able to keep us from getting some Game 3 action.
Yeah, and Evan is almost has almost 7k gold up to Archive, so that is a lot of gold, a lot of money. Looks like Blake might be caught out again, and I mean, I don't think you want to grab either of those people into the death realm. I think that they might just ruin your day. And it looks like that Daniel's able to be pushed to the side lane, but huge shockwave and a lot of damage actually at Archive kill before not even able to really play the game. Condemn into the wall onto the Mordekaiser. Evan is just simply in creative mode. Chow. And for Daniel, he has the Slicing Maelstrom available. Ends up burning it actually defensively. Ends up getting a bit of a stun. Burns his own year's Hourglass. Doesn't quite a flash available. But ends up running away. Actually ends up canceling a key base from their side. Keeps him occupied for a bit. As it looks like that Daniel should be able to get off his base to keep everyone alive and safe as well. For their sake. Yeah, it looks like that.
I mean, the bot lane of Rift Sharks is just completely turned it around this time. 16-2-3, 1-2-20. I mean, Fishy obviously Deathless playing a really good game himself, but
yeah,
I mean, this is just some nasty stuff out of the Rift Sharks bottom lane.
Oh yeah.
After such an amazing game from PB and Archived in Game 1, it's fun to see Evan and Frentic really smack back here in Game 2.
Yeah, really nice to see them smack back here. I mean, the Vayne has just been like so dominant. I feel like just the fact that like they purposely just gave the kills to the Vayne. Like that's how they worked. They just purposely tried to get kills to the Vayne. The kills got on the Vayne, and I mean, with so many stats like to play with, like, the game got easy. But however, Evan is now exhausted. Does have final hour burn. Dash is into the trash, but it doesn't matter because he also has so much health to play with. And it looks like that even though the heroic charge doesn't quite get the stun, it looks like that Evan can actually just live forever, and he might just be immortal because the Slicing Maelstrom does end up finding the stun onto Daniel. He ends up living for a bit, but it looks like that Blake trying to fight it out, but you actually are not allowed to fight. And it looks like that he will fall down as well. A triple kill. And now Evan is legendary as well on top of it all. Yeah. That's
Run the
probably
silver
gonna
scrapes,
be
Alec. We're going to
game
game 3.
3. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, a very dominant performance from the side of Rib Sharks. I mean, what? I mean, it's just like I don't know what to say anymore at this point. I'm not gonna speak on whether one team comp is bad or good, like for next draft.
Yeah.
I'm gonna withhold my opinion until after.
All I know is this game, they really picked on Giraffe. It didn't matter. His impact
Yeah.
was still big in those fights. The previous game, they really picked on everyone but Giraffe, and it worked a lot better. So maybe you try to go back to that strategy. I definitely think you want to try to hold Evan down. Game 3 is going to be interesting. So, Nutbusters now has side select for the first time this series.
I'm curious to see if they
And
do.
they choose to go for red side. And I think we're going to get into draft like immediately. The teams are already readying up, but critically, so they get red side this time. I assume they're going to try to give Blake counter pick. That could be huge for their chances, but I'm worried about one player in particular, and that's Archive. I think Archive's pool is really pinched. Jinx is gone. Yunara's gone. Zaya's gone, which is a really good Archive champ, and
Excuse me.
Archive's a good way player, and that just got taken away by Daniel too. So I don't know what Nutbusters will look for in bottom lane, but you need a good matchup because as you saw, if Evan's able to get going, I just don't think you have much of a chance.
Yeah, I don't think you have much of a chance at all. And I'm just saying the assets are flipped for now. Just give me one moment. Things are proceeding quite fast.
Okay, they dropped the Varus ban, or no, wait, they dropped the Nocturne ban. Nutbusters dropped the Nocturne ban, is giving that over. Maybe they feel like since Oriana's gone, they don't have to ban it, and instead they banned Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that must be what it is.
But Fishy's Nocturne is just so good, man. Even without Oriana, I think his Nocturne is so threatening. So to leave that open here, we'll see if that pays off or not. Pantheon's the pick. I assume that's Pantheon jungle into Nocturne. And Archive's just going to slam Caitlyn. I do like that. I didn't think about that one. I do think Archived is a pretty good Caitlyn player, if I'm remembering correctly. And I do like kind of getting that lane dominance here.
Yeah.
Of Giraffe's most comfortable champions, I'm trying to think is what's available that you'd say like his most comfortable. He obviously has such a deep champion pool.
With Victor Kog'Maw gone, I'm trying to think.
Just gonna take Mel.
He could. I mean, I actually. Ooh.
Mel is pretty clearly a
Mel.
flex pick, though. It could go
Yeah.
bot into Caitlyn.
I mean, has Giraffe been playing? I'm just gonna. Don't mind me. I'm gonna check his profile. Give me 1 second. I don't think it is. There's no way it's. I feel like he would never play Mel, but I guess if he just feels like playing it, maybe he would.
And it's gonna be Nami for Frentic here. Okay. I mean, you could play Mel Nami bot lane together if you want to.
I feel
Has
like-
range into a champion like Caitlyn.
Yeah, I don't.
But
see-
Alistar, the lock-in for PB here, that's pretty exciting. Is a good Alistar player, can peel a champion like Nocturne pretty effectively. And Reflect doesn't do anything to Nocturne's engage.
Yeah,
Or excuse me, Reflect doesn't do anything to Alistar's engage.
Yeah, I don't see any particular things going on with
So Nutbusters now is going to ban out top laners. It looks like Malachi going to be the first. I would suspect maybe they look for like an Ornn ban here. If they're thinking that Chow's just going to want to blind pick a safe tank, maybe you try to take away Ornn as well so that Blake can really try to find a punishing counter pick. But at the same time, if you take the top lane last pick, Daniel essentially has to blind pick here because Mel is a flex pick. I'm not sure what he would want to go for. The LeBlanc has been banned in second phase every single game. Jace is still open from like champions that Lift is super comfortable on. I think he's played Ari before, but obviously you're not picking Ari when Mel's picked. And there is the Ornn ban as I was calling out. So we'll see. What would you like to see them pick here, Lift? Or excuse me, Alec.
It's fine.
Or Lift.
Yeah. Phew. I think at this. I think you need to. I think you should blind mid, and I actually think you should need the blind mid. I think you need to just. I think you should just get like. I think Ari. I think's fine. I think Ari's fine. I think Daniel.
I don't like Ari into Mel, but I mean I do think Ari is a strong champion. I think it fits his team
Or not
composition
blind,
really well because it can follow up effectively
Yeah.
onto Pantheon Alistar. But if you're playing Ari into Mel 1v1, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
You're basically never allowed to use Charm if the Reflect is up.
I don't know why. I just wasn't even. My bad. I wasn't even. No, you're right. I wasn't even thinking that Mel was mid for a second. I'm like. Oh,
But
it's because
it's
it's not.
not. It's
not
Xerath.
mid. Yeah,
They're
because
just
it's
gonna-
Xerath. Okay.
Which I mean, yes, Giraffe Xerath is scary as all hell.
They're so
but
AP heavy.
I'd
this
rather
game.
play into that than Mel mid personally
Yeah.
as the Ari. So I think
this
Daniel's
is-
probably happy with
Yeah,
it
I think you're
overall.
probably happy with that, but even more so, I feel I'm not loving like Rift Shark's
Yeah, what's the
comp.
team comp though? Like, where's your consistent
Yeah,
damage coming
you're-
from?
You have so much AP damage, and like
Because Chow likes to build Dusk and Dawn damn near every game on Shin.
yeah.
And it's the Nefiri into double a mobile mage. This could be a Blake special.
Yeah. I feel like I think Neferi here is a really great pick. I would have liked to see. I felt like just a super heavy like Juggernaut would have been even better though. I feel like Mundo or I would have liked to see from from either side actually would have been really good. Like a Mundo or like a Scion or just something that's like just super duper tanky because both sides I feel like just lack that like the damage to like deal with something like that. But I mean I think it is fine though. Yeah, NYNB has a lot of damage, especially for the side of Rift Shark's comp. But Rift Shark actually has, they have that Shen ulti, they have a Nocturne ulti, they have like there's a lot of threatening tools for the side of Rift Shark's comp. So I'm curious to see how this game plays out. Actually, I am happy with this game a bit more than last games because I you know what, I can't really say for sure, which side like kind of has it. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be the dive damage that can come through when Nocturne dives someone, and then you have Xerath ulting over the top with a Shin coming in too. The carries of Nutbusters can be vulnerable to that, but at the same time, you have fairly slippery carries. Like Ari's obviously hard to actually catch. Neferi is hard to catch. Caitlyn has a lot of range, has the trap she can play with, and I really do think of all the champions to try to peel like Nocturne and Shin, Alistar's one of the better ones. Yes, you have Spell Shield on Nocturne to try to deny that, but I think if PB is playing well, it could be kind of hard for Fishy, and I don't know what to expect here.
yeah, I mean I don't really know what to expect either.
Because I will say, Giraffe's Xerath is really scary, and I don't feel like we actually get to see him play it very much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this is a hard game to be Xerath. Like, you're so vulnerable to every champion, essentially. Like, the Pantheon Ultimate, the Alistar, the Neferi, the Ari. Like, I don't see how Xerath stays alive if Nutbusters is able to get an advantage in this game. And I think, as we've seen, so much of Rift Shark's power comes from when Giraffe is able to be alive and be threatening. I don't know. This one's going to be a banger. Do you have a prediction?
Oh man, actually, I would actually say no.
All right,
You know what?
I'll spare you then. You don't
Yeah.
have to give a prediction on the game, but I am going to demand you give a prediction on this one thing in particular.
Okay. What is it?
Does Daniel solo kill Giraffe 3 games in a row? Yes or no?
Yes, he will solo kill Giraffe again. I'm feeling
Okay.
it. He can do it. He can do it. It's very doable, this game, especially with Giraffe against Giraffe as
Would you
Ari.
like to see the Ari take Ignite here and go for that really aggressive early game style with the Pantheon, or would you prefer to see teleport?
Um. Ooh, I mean, against it's. Uh, I feel like in this game particularly, um. Oh, it's awkward. I don't know. No, you should take TP. As already this game, you should take TP because of the amount of the enemy team has way too many ways to get around the map. Like, even though like you shouldn't just take it. Not, I think it is good for lane, just in case if like your lane doesn't go that well, like for obvious reasons. But then again, like I think Ignite is like better generally if like especially against like a champ like Xerath, which you just have like so much more kill threat. But for this game particularly, because there's a Shen and a bit less so, but Nocturne still has like a lot of can move like a great like distance over the map. You kind of need TP like to be able to match like a lot of that like map movement. So I would actually say I think you should take TP this game personally. That's what I would take at least.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. We're going to be a little bit delayed getting into game here because they did pick the draft where you have to use bans instead of just blind picking. So as we get there, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's kind of fun to talk about here. This is the first game where Blake gets the counter pick, and he's been able to find, individual advantage despite not getting counter pick. So how do you think, what should Shen's goal be in this lane? Is it just like lose as little as possible? Like, I don't know. Like, what would you consider a successful laning phase for Chow this time around?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, you cut out there at the end for me.
What would you consider a successful laning phase for Chow this time around? I mean, he's the one who had to blind pick this time.
Yeah, I mean, for this time, he just needs to the successful lane like this time is just like not like it really is just staying like staying within like 10 to 15 CS of Nefiri and not dying. And like not giving like that many like plates. Giving pryos like I think like okay, like it's like I feel like even it's kind of like natural, especially against like a champion like Nefiri. Like I think Chow just really needs to like just not like, especially just for this game, just really needs to like not die. Like it's so important that he doesn't die this game. If he starts dying this game, like the game could basically just be over. Like if he dies like once or twice this game. Nefiri like getting accelerated this game could be so like absurdly disastrous.
I think you're right.
Like if she like her getting to like a serrated Dirk like 2 or hold on, excuse me. Just her like getting what's it called? Her getting too many kills, like her getting to like a serrated Dirk on like specific timers like too early, like would basically mean that like Nocturne can't he can't contest certain things, or now that like Pantheon can now like freely like invade and like walk into like certain parts of, like Nocturne's jungle, or now like Nefiri can like now like affect like like the state of mid, or like now like with now like at like an objective fight like Nefiri just has like so much more like pressure, and like now they might have to like give, like there's like just so much that like gets like affected if like this Nefiri just gets fed. And I feel like, many people say, oh, you can say that for a lot of champions, but no, I feel like Nefiri is a very specific champion where if she gets strong at like a very specific point, especially early on in the game, she will simply run over the game against certain team comps.
Yeah.
And also, just saying real quickly, excuse me for coughing in the mic. I am a bit under the weather, so I do apologize for that.
We're just glad you showed up and
Yeah.
are fighting it out to cast this amazing series with us. I know everybody appreciates it, Alec.
Yeah.
But what can we ask for other than a game 3 in the playoffs? Win or go home. The team that wins is going to move on and wait for the winner of Albert's Inferno and Metabusters. And I mean, this is anybody's series at this point, and I'm really excited to see this one. I think you have a lot of these great players on champions that we've seen them be really successful on. I mean, the top side of Rift Sharks is so much comfort. Chow has played Shin a lot. I think Fishy's been the best Nocturne, and we have so many good Nocturnes in the server this season. Giraffe's Zerath is so scary. Like when he first joined the server, it was getting banned game after game after game. And on the other side, Blake's Nefiri has been amazing. And you've got PB on this engaged champion that, in my opinion, like when he's the go button for this team, it just unlocks so much more for them. I mean, I just think we're setting up for a battle of titans here, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I think that because that me and Greer decided to cast this game today, that we have been promised a game 3. So we are gonna be finding out what happens with it. I believe, is it pick your clarify me if I'm wrong, but is it pick your opponent for how does it work for the upper bracket, or is it like, does the lower bracket like condense more?
So the way it's going to work is the winner of this series will play the winner of Metabusters and Albert's Inferno. And then the winner of that series will play the loser of our winner's final that's going to occur. So they'll play the loser of Project Tuesdays and Snarkify, and then that will be the lower grand finals, and whoever wins that will go back up into the grand finals and play against the winner of Project Tuesdays Snarkify.
Gotcha.
So the winner of Project Tuesdays Snarkify will only have 3 series in playoff. Their first round, the winner's final, and then the grand final.
Gotcha.
And that the big advantage, as you know from being on the winning team last season, when you get into grand finals, because we play a best of 5 and we don't have a bracket reset, you get that 1 game advantage to just start off the series 1-0, which is obviously a huge advantage. So obviously that series will have big implications, but we gotta get through this one first. Blake went for the Ignite. Ari went for the Teleport. Zerath, Giraffe opted for the Ghost, which he really likes, which should be helpful to him this game. Everything else looks pretty standard, I think. Nothing's catching my eye. And I'll be curious to see, how does Caitlyn's early game go? Because typically Caitlyn's a champion that you pick to win lane, but with an Alistar who's not the strongest laner into a pretty oppressive laner herself in Mel that has a Nami, I could potentially see the angle for Rift Sharks to gain a big advantage early game could actually be bot lane. So I think it's going to be pretty critical for Archive to stay really well farmed, so that way when you get to that mid game and you're making the team plays with Ari and Pantheon, that the Caitlyn's level punch to kind of throw behind them in the back line. Unfortunately, we have a pause, as everyone can see.
Get a pause. What? It looks like, yeah. Hey, okay, it looks like we're back. Oh my gosh, that means, oh please, the game doesn't do the thing where it pauses. I'm like hoping it doesn't.
Critically though, Evan's a little bit slower to the bush, so if they want to get
slower.
that control. Okay, both teams just work.
Looks like all is well. Psycho Carrot, pretty aggressive. I think that's something that I do actually.
I think we froze. We froze.
Oh, freak.
I was like, dang, everyone's really standing still.
Okay, we're unfrozen.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Junglers fight each other.
I thought, I was like, man, this is like crazy.
is this the correct play for Carrot here? Seems to be
Actually, it seems
pushing
good.
him off.
I mean, yeah, like Fishy's gonna have to start elsewhere, or start on his wolves.
Shin is walking down, level
Yeah,
1
looks like
Shin.
Carrot, however, might get found. So actually, well, I guess yeah, Carrot gets forced off. But I mean, Chow giving up a lot of priority in his own lane. Oh, but actually steals away the wolves and a big stun. Actually, really nice for Fishy. Can't really. Ooh, doesn't look for a kill. Like, yeah, huge wolf steal for Fishy. The fact that he found that was like just so massive. And
Yeah, how does Carrot get away with that? That's huge.
Oh my gosh, excuse me. Yeah, that's completely so terrible.
And Chow roamed down for that too.
Yeah, so he actually gave up so much wave priority. I think he probably lost some minions. I mean, man, not what you want to see.
I mean, Carrot's early games have been really nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Particularly in the Nunu game in this game.
You know, and I was just saying it because like I saw you know, like Carrot already in that bush, but something I do just want to say, like, generally just about like New York Notions that I really like am like just impressed with is the fact that like they're not like nervous or like scared to like just challenge like just check like Rift Sharks on fundamentals. Like, are you like
Carrot? Well, hold on, watch this too though. Carrot is gonna catch the Nocturne here. Is Alistar gonna be able to cut him off?
Yeah, on the invade, he knows about it. And look, yeah, he's gonna use the E move speed. He's gonna catch up the Fishy probably doesn't have spell shield available. He actually does use spell shield. Stop the knock up. He can't really live here. Doesn't have flash available. I mean, the kill's probably gonna be coming through here. I mean, Fishy running away. The heal from Frentic is gonna come. Flash heal from Frentic is gonna come through. Or the flash Nami heal.
But I think Carrot gets the red buff steal, maybe.
Yeah, Carrot should be able just to get the red buff here. Actually, he has found Fishy. And I mean, yeah, there's like the mortal, the mortal spear to just take it, or the comet spear. The thrown comet spear just to take Fishy down. At the end of it all, he actually ends up falling down. It's just a complete disaster for the Rift Sharks jungler. I mean, it's like everything worse and more. Just a beautiful game from Carrot so far. I mean, he's just doing everything perfectly, like literally perfectly.
This is just like the most. I know the jungler.
Yeah, I mean, there's a kill. I mean, a flash. Yeah, just, wow, really nicely done from Blake. Not like it's a disaster. Like not like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong so far for the side of Rift Sharks. And I mean, now like yeah, Fishy's just gonna be forced to like just look for like wherever he can.
Giraffe
I mean,
behind
yeah,
Zerg.
now mid's gonna be effective because things around the map have gone so dire. There's the Tron flash, and a Giraffe might just be caught out here. The stun's coming through. Flash is available for Giraffe. There's the stun. There's the thing. But actually, Fishy ends up taking down Psycho Care, who got a bit too zealous, and it looks like that the charm does connect with a bit more damage coming through. Maybe the Foxfire can do it. The Orb of Deception not getting it. The Fear coming through. The Q over the top. Fishy with another kill. Double buffs onto him as well. The Raptor camp isn't up for him, but he'll take what he can get. And man, oh man, a huge turn for the side of Rift Sharks. If you wanted anything, that's what you need.
Yeah, they are so back. Carrot is using the empowered E on Pantheon for the movement speed to find the chase, but then not having the invulnerable just allowed him to get turned on so effectively, and that's huge for the Nocturne, who was in such a dire spot to get 2 kills. Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
But, you know, Xerath is going to be flashless for a while, so maybe you can find an angle onto Xerath once Ahri has 6 to look for a punish.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe able to like look for a punish, hopefully soon. I mean, yeah, really well played from Giraffe though. Like, I think that like that Giraffe stun was like so huge. He hit like it was so long range as well. But actually, I mean, there is the call of the pack plus the Hound's Pursuit. I mean, it's just not much you can really do. I mean, we talked about it already. Like the pickaxe in the inventory. Blake was spiked. He got an early kill. He has a bit more damage than he should. With an early level.
A great roam down though.
Yeah,
I mean and Shadow doesn't have ultimate yet, so he can't even like answer that play. And I mean, that's just an intelligent play by Blake. Yeah. I was thinking, you know, maybe Jungler can come punish the flash with Xerath, but then Afiri just recognizes the angle, and
I mean,
you mentioned it. If Blake gets fed, this is going to be a hard game for them, and his early game has been perfect.
Yeah. Perfect early game so far from the top lane on the side of NYNB. And I mean, you are starting to feel the pressure, like starting to creep into the minds of the Rift players. I mean, good job from Lift here, like opting into the teleport.
Neferi is going back mid right now.
Yeah,
but critically, Chow will have ultimate this time. Okay, yeah, Blake's just warding.
Just warding.
Nocturne is still level 5. Both junglers are still level 5.
Oh, actually, really nice stun out there from Giraffe, and looks like they might be able to follow. I mean, yeah, there is the Arcane Barrage. However, it looks like the Aegis Assault should be able to block a lot of damage. Fishy continuing with the damage. However, it looks like that there is the Stand United as Liv's trying to get as much damage he can with the Spirit Rush, but there is the Shadow Dash, plus a lot of damage coming through Giraffe, and Chow should be able to pick up plenty of kills, and he does actually in the end. And I mean, there it is.
That's
really
just
nice.
That's disgusting. Lift just ignored his jungler getting destroyed by Nocturne to try to go solo kill the Xerath, but you don't have the damage for that, and the mid jungle of Rift Sharks is just outplaying the mid jungle of Nutbusters, despite that insanely good early game pathing from Carrot. The mid jungle has been really good for them on the Rift Shark side now, and I think if you're Nutbusters, you just need to get your level 6s and fight with Neferi.
Yeah, fight with Neferi, and there's a flash forward from Evan, and it's not quite enough damage because he didn't connect with the Melq, excuse me, as it looks like that Archive should be able to get away with their life, and you know, man, I mean, the barrier was burned at the end of the day. Flash was traded. A couple more summoners burned, but Heal was also exhausted as well from the side of PB. And yeah, I didn't really agree with how like Lift just went in there. I feel like that at the end of the day, you really need to like, you know, use your like charm, like your CC ability on the Nocturne to try to keep your like jungler alive. So like just try to preserve life at that like, you know, time and place, because you're really not in a place to fight. And there's the Shadow Dash forward as he tries to get Chow tries to get a taunt onto Psycho Carrot, but Blake is in the AO, and so not much is gonna do that in particular.
And I mean, Fishy is only level 5, but is gonna be able to just take these grubs. I mean, perhaps you could look for a re-engage with Nocturne, or excuse me, a Pantheon Ultimate, but I don't know.
Yeah, walking up a bit further, doesn't quite land with the Eye of Destruction. And it looks like that in
he is
actually with the Grand Starfall. I mean, there is the Paranoia coming down, but in comes the Hound's pursuit and follow the pack. And it looks like actually there's a Spirit Rush actually coming through from the side of Daniel. He actually ends up getting the reset, so another Spirit Rush charge is available. And let's see
flash.
if he should be able to land with the charm. But there is the Thundering Orb, and it looks like that they are just going to all go forward. The charm just connected off of the shield ball. And there's the Flash Taunt also available for Chow. So he actually ends up getting a pick on the end of it on the Psycho Carrot. So this is going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Not bad for the side of NYNB. But it's not for nothing for the side of Rift Sharks.
And PB tried to roam up to that, but it's not going to get there, so they do just get the push in bot. This is a close game so far, yeah. It's really going to come down to these like mid-game team fights and individual player execution here.
Yeah.
PB's roaming so much that he's not quite level 6 yet.
Aggressive use of the rebuttal there from Evan. Just to block the Piltover or reflect the Piltover Peacemaker. But there's not too many abilities to reflect. It looks like that Fishy is sneaking down here, and there's the right of the Arcane being burned. Craft trying to get some damage down. As it looks like that, however, his ultimate's going to be cancelled as Daniel is into the area. And I mean, yeah, there's the Golden Eclipse, and so yeah, PB taken down at the end, got hit by a bit too many Radiant Volleys. So yeah, the Searing Brilliance just passive, just procced with the Golden Eclipse, just taking down. Aegis Assault Burn, I think Stand United coming through. Arcano Pulse lands on to Psycho Carrot as well. Another kill for Giraffe. There's the Paranoia coming through. On to Lift. Just there's the Fear coming out. Lift under the dangerous turret. Not much of a threat there. Spirit Rush also available. Flash, however, is still burned. Both mid laners now flashless in this game.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Pantheon try to give a
Ooh,
little
and
bit
actually
of
a
help
really
to
nice
his
stun.
bot
The
lane.
Thundering Orb. Oh, damage coming through, but there is a Spirit Rush, and it looks like, however, Frantic keep spinning the laner alive. Blake trying to look for something here, spending a lot of time away from top lane. I mean, Blake has generated such a lead, but you know, Rift Shark's not really giving him a bone to chew on. As
Yeah, I'd really like to see Pantheon try to help out his bot lane at some point. It feels to me like all the bad plays are happening when it's the Ahri and the Pantheon trying to fight just the two of them. Like, you got to make sure you're involving the Neferi at this point, or the Alistar probably. I'd like to see Lift try to make a play away from his lane more than they keep trying to make a play onto his lane.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed so far in this game is what they're kind of doing for the side of Rift Sharks is they're basically having the mage play solo bot and having Frantic just move as like a counter to like Blake being able to roam. And there's actually just a headbutt pulverize onto 2, but yeah. Psycho Carrot not really close enough to follow up with Shield Vault. But yeah, so they just have like Frantic kind of just playing close enough to be able to like run to the Xerath or run to the Nocturne to like counter like any like type of shenanigans like coming out from the top side of NYNB. Which I mean I guess it's kind of working to great effect because they're not really able to find like too much from like that advantage. But here comes the Grand Starfall, and I mean they are trying to run to them, but there is the charm, not much to do, not in time, but the dragon is already at 3k health and should be slain shortly. Really nice.
Yeah, so I mean they do kill Giraffe, so you get Giraffe for Dragon essentially, some damage on the mid lane turret. And yeah, I mean the Xerath is so vulnerable when the flash is not up, as you see right there. Can they do anything else though? Looks like they're gonna steal some jungle camps on top side.
Stealing full jungle camps, and it looks like that Fishy, I'm not sure if he realizes that Psycho Carrot's in the area now. They know that that Fishy is though, and they might be looking for something. Both it looks like actually no, Fishy just decides that I need to send it myself. It looks like that they are just gonna be looking on the Pantheon. And I mean the Rite of the Arcane is here, but so are multiple members of NYNB. This could be pretty disastrous for them. And yeah, it is. I mean, there's multiple resets coming through from the side of Blake. The title is gonna have to get burned defensively. Frantic trying to get away. I mean, the Spirit Rush. So many resets. I mean, their comp is just reset city. I mean, you have the Neferi resets, the Ahri resets, takedowns, just so much. But there's, I mean, just a solo, just a solo kill. The Golden Eclipse not even necessary. I mean, there you have it. Solar Snare, Radiant Volley. It's just so much damage.
This game's yeah. I don't think they expected Alistar to be there that quickly. Like I saw they tried to look for the engage on the Pantheon, but you know, critically that time, you know, Psycho Carrot had the E available on Pantheon, so he was able to deny a lot of that damage, got to the Blast Cone, and then the Alistar was there for a really nice combo at the same time. Neferi was able to come in, and yeah, you do die on the bot side, but that top side play was really good for Nutbusters. But yeah, they are just kind of leaving Caitlyn alone against the Mel, which I do think favors the Mel. Caitlyn as well went for the first item collector, and I mean I think when you're not particularly ahead, Caitlyn's just not going to be super threatening until she manages to get quite a few items, in my opinion. But you just got to keep fighting with Neferi. Like, fight with Neferi. Don't team fight without Neferi, and I think you're going to be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, you're gonna need. I think you definitely need to fight with the person. Yeah, just fight with the person who is, you know, your strongest member. When like they fought like without like Blake, they've lost. When they fight with Blake, you know, they win. There's a reason why Blake is deathless so far in this game, and continues to be a menace. Being double his opponent's CS. And
here comes Pantheon.
Kills, and here's the Grand Starfall coming through. The charm doesn't quite connect. The tidal wave gets burned out. I mean, there is the paranoia. Not really able to dive in on anyone. Blake already running down into the area. Decide not to go in, as it really isn't a valid target, as they were already retreated underneath their turret.
Yeah, I mean, critically, the charm did not connect there, so I think Giraffe otherwise would have died. It was not quite able to get in there and follow that up, and overall, you just kind of trade ultimates.
Yeah. The good news, however, for Giraffe is that both the side lane turrets are up, so side laning should be relatively good for the Xerath, or like
and Xerath Flash is back up now, so we'll have that.
Yeah. Tyreek is in the area and Lift is waiting around, maybe looking, trying to, I think, just wait just outside of.
I mean, I think you could just.
Fishy. I think a bit of trouble here now, as it looks like that they are just going on in the social build, but a really nice Aqua Prison. It's gonna be a turn actually. Blake actually gets killed instantly. Killing spree now on their side, as it looks like that Chow is soaking up a lot of the damage so far in this fight. Another Solar Snare, a huge golden eclipse to do so much damage. A rebuttal onto the Orbit Deception to deny any sort of shenanigans. Another Radiant Volley. A Solar Snare gonna have to get flashed away from the side of Lift. Here's the right of the Arcane, and let's see if you can pass it, because I don't think you can. And maybe just a bit more damage. No, it doesn't quite look like it. And man, oh man, what a really nice fight. When Giraffe wasn't even there.
Yeah, that's devastating for Nutbusters. You lose a 4v5 there, and that's the first mistake by Blake this game. I mean, he used his invulnerable before he went in to get the movement speed to get in range for his ultimate, but at that point you don't have it. And I'm not sure if he realized that the Shen was ulting. Like, as soon as you get the Shen ult out, why are you still engaging on Nocturne? But I think they deleted the Shen shield so fast that I'm not sure if maybe in the heat of the moment he didn't recognize that the Shen ult was coming through, because I mean, he just dove in too aggressively there, got shut down, and if Neferi goes down first, I don't think they have the damage to win a team fight at this point. Still a really close game, not just under 2k gold lead for the side of Rift Sharks. They do have a 2 dragon advantage though, and with this 3rd dragon coming up in 10 seconds, they're either going to get on Soul Point, which I don't know, is Nutbusters going to contest them here, or are they just going to get Soul Point for free is kind of the question. Shen doesn't have ult, has teleport, but no ult here. But Xerath is poking.
And I think however going to have to dodge away from the Arcana Pulse. It looks like that the Aegis Assault is used to go in. However, the spell is not available for Fishing War. The Paranoia is very critical spell used. However, the Charm is supposed to connect. Archive is able to flash away. It doesn't get taken down. But however, the resets are now available for the side of Blake. It looks like that they have now found Evan in the backlight, but Blake is going to get taken down. And there is the Golden Eclipse again. However, Frentic is also taken down as well. Not a lot of members left in this fight so far. And there's another Solar Snare. But Evan is running out of spells and starting to run out of time. Another Charm from Lift. Actually, really well done from him. He's starting to pop off in this fight himself. And Chow dashing away with the shadow dashes, and it looks like that this time New York Nutbusters is going to take this fight. Ace for the side of New York Nutbusters.
That was massive. Such good team fighting from them that time around. I didn't see how Giraffe got taken out in that fight, but I think he got found while he was ulting there.
Let's find out together.
Blake TP behind him. I don't think he saw that. Yeah, he didn't see it. Oh my God, that's massive. What a good TP by Blake!
What a good TP
by Blake. And then Lift just played that later part of that team fight really well, finding good charms. And I mean, that's Evan's first death. He's now 6-1.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see it right there. That's the power of the Neferi. If you find the flank, if you find the surprise angle, Xerath can get deleted, Mel could get deleted. And that's the stuff they have to find, those creative angles. And they did it there. They're back in control now, 1k gold lead, and they got the dragon, stopped the dragon stacking. This is anybody's game. I don't think you could ask for more in a game 3. Such a close one here at 20 minutes almost.
Yeah, such a close game already, and yeah.
And critically, Evan did die, so he's only on 4 stacks with the Magi's.
Yeah, lost a lot of stats. So very, very critical kill that they did get onto him. Also shutdown they get in. And it's actually the Aqua Prison, which is really nice. The Paranoia going in inside of Fishy. The Fear Does Connect actually pulls him out of the Arcana Pulse. It's probably not going to matter because there is the right of the Arcane. So that is just going to be the kill going over. They do find the pick onto the Pantheon.
Can they turn it into Baron, though, is the question.
Yeah, can they turn it into Baron is the question of the day. Blake is waiting in the bush. He knows he's not spotted on vision. Looks like that the Archers might try to push mid a bit harder here. Blake is waiting in the wings, however, just waiting for a moment to send it. Stand United is available for Chow. I'm not sure when everyone's supposed to send it. And this time to send it is now. And there's the flash ball rise on the two, on both on the carries. The tidal wave is really, really nice. And the golden eclipse is also just beautiful as well. It's just going to force multiple members away. The Stand United was also instant as well from Chow. And it looks like that the Archers can be forced away. Another Q coming out from Giraffe, sniping away Archived and taking him down in the fight. This mid 2 is probably just going to fall next as well. I don't see it living for much longer. And man, oh man.
I mean, I think when the fight is really like front to back like that, Frentic is doing such a good job on the Nami to peel out Blake. Like, the Nami is peeling the Neferi engage pretty effectively, and I'm pretty sure Blake did it again that fight.
Yeah, but actually there's the Grand Starfall, and it's actually going to be a kill onto Giraffe, critically falling down. I don't think he was really expecting that.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, I think he was like, he saw Alistair and Ari, but the Pantheon just coming in. Yeah, just didn't expect it at all. Was flashless, so just dies.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think though, like the engage has to be a little more from like behind, because that initial engage is just getting stuffed by the Nami, and I'm pretty sure again Blake is using the W at the start every time for just like movement speed, and then he doesn't have the invulnerable to like dodge out the Nami CC. I don't know. This is crazy. Evan's just piloting the Mel really effectively. Caitlyn just doesn't quite have enough damage yet to be a true threat. I think if you're Nutbusters, you can get enough gold onto Caitlyn to where the Caitlyn's a threat. I like their chances in team fights a little bit more. But I mean, unfortunately too though, like the Shin, yes he died early, but it's not really a champ that Blake can just like punish in side lane 1v1 effectively at this point. So you're kind of forced to look for like team fights as Neferi. But the team fights have, for the most part, kind of still been going the way of Rift Sharks.
Yeah, I think that they really just need to focus on just looking for like first target. And what I mean by that is that they just really need to, it needs to be Nami, like Giraffe. I really think Mel, I think is just a bit too hard to kill. With her like reflect, especially.
Yeah.
I think that it needs to just be, you just need to be, or even Nocturne when he goes in, I think is actually like an actual like not too like hard of a target. I think it really needs you need to like just look for like the first take, like you just need to get the reset is like everything, like for your abilities.
we have Dragon. You're 100% correct. We have Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. You know, they have taken pretty good vision control of the river. Critically, a ward has stayed snuffed in directly on the Dragon pit. So I mean, Nutbusters has vision.
They do have vision, and 20 more seconds till the Dragon does spawn. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're not really in a position to contest. I mean, yeah, the TP is available for Blake, but it doesn't look like that they're even like really positioning quite yet. I mean, like now, like yeah, like Daniel is beginning to like walk in along with the bot lane as well, and Cycle Carrot is starting to position. They do have they actually have a ward actually in the middle of the Dragon pit, so yeah. Carrot should be able just to like, you know, but no,
Carrot's ulting.
Yeah, he's ulting. So yeah, in comes the Pantheon. There's the Paranoia getting burned actually, and it looks like here is the engage. And who is it on? It's onto the first target, and yeah, there's your shit. But Chow actually has to TP because the shield got blown up way too fast, way too quickly, and there's more kills coming through, and they're just trying to get more kills. And it looks like that the rebuttal damage is pretty good, but Chow's damage might just not be enough. The Golden Eclipse is enough though, and it looks like that the right of the Arcane is just trying to do as much damage as he can. The ace in the hole is blocked away from, but a really nice team fight again for New York Nutbusters. A flash charm actually gets dodged away from. There's the orb again. Daniel ends up falling down. Evan now back on a killing spree.
That's a big misplay from Daniel. I think they're still going to be able to convert it into the Dragon, but did not need to look for that one. But that was a really good team fight from them. And critically, I think the fact they picked off Nami at the start and canceled the Shin ultimate.
But wait a minute. Here's actually a TP from Evan into the top side of the river. It looks like that they're pinched actually from both sides of the map. And it looks like the Aqua Prison doesn't quite connect. But Evan actually steals away the Drake critically. Bro. Now they're on soul point. But however, it looks like that Blake might be able to look for a Giraffe. But no, the Dark Daggers doesn't quite connect. The second one does, however. It looks like he just needs to get one more auto attack. Yes, he gets it. However, PB might get chased alongside Blake. Blake, and yes, he does. There's the fear onto him as well. Blake gets taken down by Fishy. Fishy grabbing himself a double kill as he takes down the cow, and he wants to eat steak tonight. Really nice play coming out. Excuse me, I had to like take a moment to breathe. Really nice play coming out from the side of from the side
Rift Sharks.
of Rift Sharks, getting several kills.
I mean, that was a
and the
good
Drake.
initial team fight from Nutbusters, but then Nutbusters did exactly what my team did the whole season, which is you get a good play and then you hesitate too quickly to run to the objective. I mean, if they just went to Dragon way faster, if Lift did not flash in randomly, they just get Dragon, get to reset, then I think you're in a much better spot, but because they kind of didn't do it fast enough, as you saw, Rift Sharks with a really nice punish, and they grabbed the gold lead back for themselves. 2K gold lead for Rift Sharks right here, and I mean, all eyes on Evan. 9-1-2.
Yeah, and like
really punishing.
Like it's really easy to sit here and critique and say this, but like you do actually have to think and like like you have to think like very fast moments. Like what do I get off? Like what do I get off this kill if I can invest this? Like what is like like Daniel this right of a card king getting burned actually. Ooh, a lot of poke actually coming out. I think they're just trying to force on for Baron here. And actually, oh my god, so much damage coming through. The paranoia coming on top, and yeah, killing spree. I mean, there it is. Like, there's the combo. Not much you can really do about that. I mean, Draft just hit every single shot, and Fishy just finished off the Ahri.
Yeah, and they know where Pantheon is too, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Chow's if they found Chow or Chow's found them. I mean, there's the taunt, but he's just blocking all the auto attacks. I mean, there's the Shen, PB trying to delay the inevitable, but in marches Rift Sharks, and they march forward. As now Evan on a rampage, and they're trying to kite it out, but they're just walking into the meat grinder that is Rift Sharks. And it looks like that 3 do end up falling down for Nutbusters. Chow goes down, but it looks like that they are going to set their eyes onto the Baron. And as I just real quick, I just want to get this point off. When you are looking for plays like that, you have to be thinking about what you can really get off a kill. You can't just be investing flash just to get 300 gold, especially at this point in the game. And it looks like that Daniel has the keys, so they are going to make me start this fight here. Trying to quite connect. However, the Orbit Deception is reflected away. This Baron is getting quite low. I mean, the Smite is available for Fishy. I'm not quite sure what the contest is really going to do here. The combo, the Ahri combo is flashed away from, and one more charge Spirit Rush is available. The right of the Arcane still is available. Draft hitting a lot, aiming decently well. PB just going in alone, doesn't really have anyone to go alongside him. A lot of damage coming through, and Draft aiming quite well. The W connects. Another Q should do it. Ooh, it dodges. Daniel dodges away, and the orb should do it, but he actually ends up getting. Looks like he's just gonna fall down. I mean, did really want to kill the Ahri. Does end up getting him, but ends up getting killed as well.
A little bit of fun there. He just wanted to kill.
Yeah, just wanted to kill. I mean, yeah.
Evan has 4 items, not counting the fully stacked book.
Yeah.
So 5 items. I mean, just to Caitlyn's 2. Can we see the gold?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Up 7k gold bot lane. That's wild.
I mean, last game he was also almost he was he got up 7k. Oh my gosh, this.
I mean, as I've said, when Evan is smurfing, I just think this Rift Sharks team is just so hard to beat.
Whew.
Because even when Giraffe's 3 and 7, but he's pumping damage in these team fights. He's doing enough, and then you have Evan just popping off on the Vayne last game, on the Mel this game, and when he's playing that well, they're hard to beat. And I think this is the first time all series we've seen objective bounties come on for the side of Nutbusters. And with their season on the line, they are really gonna have to clutch up these final team fights. You got to somehow find a way onto this Mel. But that damage is wild. Well, Charm does hit Evan. Flash taunt from Chow, though. Oh my god. And I think they're just going to run away with it. This might just be the series, Alex.
I think I couldn't even process what happened there. I blinked and it was over. I mean, it was just that. I mean, that's it. I'm sorry. I feel like I didn't even really do what I was supposed to. I couldn't even react to what just happened. It all happened so quickly. Yeah, Chow's taunt was just huge, and yeah, that's it. It's just over. There's not much they can do about it. I mean, yeah, and Daniel Liv taken down at the end of it all. Yeah, that's just the series. Just getting like just taking a bad fight at the end. I mean, yeah, they had Baron, fought them with Baron, and they had a wave pushing. So yeah, that is it. That's the series, and that's the end of the game. Oh man, I felt that was kind of anticlimactic. But yeah,
I
that
mean,
is.
I think just,
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a rough one, and overall, I think a pretty nice series from Nutbusters, but Rift Sharks was able to just kind of finish it out. And I really think that third game in particular, yeah, you got the Neferi ahead, but the mid jungle, despite the Nocturne having a bad early game, did a lot. And I mean, bot lane was just massive. I mean, I think that damage chart showed Caitlyn only had like 6,000 damage that whole game. Just got left alone. It's not even all Archive's fault. Like Archive got left alone that entire game with the roams. Mel got ahead, and then in team fights, just Evan just played the team fights really, really well. And if you're Rift Sharks, that's a great way to bounce back after what was 3 straight losses to start their playoffs. And I know they're going to be going into this next series with a lot of momentum now.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of momentum going into the next series, and I'm pretty excited to see like what ends up happening. I think I actually want to get I actually really want to get. I haven't I don't think we ever got Chow in, right? Let's get Chow in for an interview. What do you think?
Sure.
Let's
I'm
get
good with
Chow and
anybody.
just talk about Let's see. Can Chow join the? Oops, I don't want to open that up. What am I doing? Hold on, let me. Wait, I'm gonna have to join different calls. Is Chow out there? I'm gonna have to go grab him. Chow. Where is Chow? Help, I need Chow. Yeah. Shout out to Daniel specifically. He played really well that series. I just want to say.
Yeah, especially. I mean, going up against the MVP,
Yeah.
found multiple solo kills, had pretty good impact all 3 games.
Really well that series. Really well played.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Chow. So we're gonna go. Let's go join Chow.
Okay.
Hello.
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 Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, what's your just immediate reaction to that series?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I mean, it feels good. It feels good to win. I think we kind of threw game 1 a bit, but it was very fun. I mean, Blake is a beast, so it's really tough to lane into that guy. He's so aggressive. But yeah, overall, I think we played pretty well. Really fun series.
What do you think hurt you guys, in week 1? I mean, what do you feel like you improved on since then? Not week 1, but, first round of playoffs, to be able to kind of bounce back here and have a really strong showing?
I think we thought a little bit more about team composition coming in this time. I mean, that game, week 1, was going to be hard no matter what. They have such good players and such good synergy as a team. That's like, even if we played exactly the same as we did today, it would still be a tough out. Those guys are just really good. But yeah, we just need to work on our communication and making sure we're not overdiving. I think that's our biggest issue in all our games. Whenever we lose, is we overdive too much. But when we control it, I think we're a really strong team.
What do you got, Alec?
Yeah. Well, Chow. Congratulations on the win. I mean, so I guess. What was the reason, I guess, for just going in a double mage that game, specifically? Like, was there any thought process behind it, or did you guys just felt like this was just most comfortable?
We've practiced Mel bot quite a bit, and Evan's been really good with it. Every time we've tried it, we saw the Caitlyn pick, and we were thinking Ashe Seraphine, but we thought Caitlyn would be a little bit oppressive into that, so we went for the Mel instead, and I think it worked out really well.
Yeah, I think it worked out really well, and I was actually also really impressed with him how frantic, because what was you guys were doing was you guys had Mel bot at moments. I'm not sure if you guys coordinated this or you guys were telling Frantic to do this or was he just doing this on his own, but you guys would have like because like you can kind of like do this especially with mages that have like plenty of wave clear, like Amel. You're just having like the mage like sit solo bot, and when Blake would like roam as like the Nefiri to like something to like mid or like something else, like the Nami would also show up. So like it wasn't um the Xerath
Yeah,
or the Nocturne were like ever like just completely like by themselves at something.
yeah. 99% of our communication that game was screaming out where Nefiri was. That was just a game about tracking Nefiri. Like the one time we didn't do it well was the one team fight we lost near Dragon, but other than that, I think we did a pretty good job on it. Frentic was amazing with his roams too. He did a really good job. And then, other than that, he hit some really, really nice bubbles as well. That when the game was kind of, in a 50-50 state, the CC he hit kind of tilted in our favor. So, shout out to him.
Yeah. Um. So far, I mean, so far so good. You guys do take the 2-1 victory against New York Nutbusters. Um, I was talking with I can't remember who I was talking with about this, but I was talking with someone about the series earlier, and I actually thought this was gonna be the closest series. Um, I thought this was gonna be one of the closest series. Out of like the remaining like playoff bracket, believe it or not. Like out of like the, like even upper and like lower, like like all the remaining like series, like both like out of like the three series left to go, technically for this next for this cycle, and some people were like, no, there's no way, and I was like, actually, I think New York Nutbusters actually can put up like a decent fight, and I think they did this game. I think you would agree with that. To an
Oh no,
extent.
they played really
Yeah.
well. I mean, Lift made a lot of big plays.
Hmm.
Their EB, that guy's a monster too.
Yeah.
His roams, his overall play is just
Yeah.
super good.
And so Metabusters and Alberts Inferno will play on Tuesday. I mean, but you guys will probably find out like who you guys will be going against. By the end of, by like the end of Tuesday
I want to
night.
know Chow's prediction on
What do
that
you- what do you-
series.
what
Who
do
do you
you- yeah,
expect
who-
to
who do you
be
think-
coming
yeah,
up to play
who do
you?
you think will
Ooh, let me think. Halbert's that's gonna be a pretty. I think that's gonna be a good series. Both those. I mean, I look at it from the top lane perspective. Both those teams have really good top laners. I think Canuck is that dude's a monster. Korn when he's on his picks is also very very good. So I think it might come down to the draft, honestly, because I think they're pretty evenly matched overall.
I would tend to agree with you on that. You got any closing thoughts or final questions, Alec?
yeah, I mean, so so far, I mean, it seems like Rift Sharks is kind of like, so you guys like have like two rosters from my understanding. It seems like, is this like, like you guys are kind of like seemingly sticking with this roster for the most part, I believe, almost in a way. I don't want to like sell you guys out. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like I do not know this. I
Uh,
want to be very
I,
clear.
that one is a no comment.
Yeah, you don't want to obviously like I don't want to like be like so like people don't like obviously because you don't want to like if you want people like to prep for both rosters, totally understandable. But I can definitely see the strengths of like both rosters. I mean, I can see the strength of this one as well.
Well,
Um,
I'll say, Alec, the rumors were we might have seen some Dean action today, so I was a little disappointed that didn't
yeah,
come to fruition.
I
But
thought
Rift Sharks definitely a scary
I
team
thought
with
that
a lot of
was
good players.
I thought we were about to see the big Aristotle.
I was
But
hoping so. I was hoping so.
yeah, the
But
big
maybe
Aristotle.
the fan base that I'm leading, biggest fan club, will have to wait another week.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. would have to bring out the big Plato, but it is what it is. Um, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, just really nice job. Just congrats on the win. Um, I feel like just I think Evan had like just like a killer like I think your bot lane actually just had a really killer performance. I think both Frentic and Evan played really well.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Along
I
with
think everyone
yeah,
deserves shout outs. I mean, Dean
draft,
leads our drafts as
Fishy,
well.
yeah,
He's like our coach when he isn't playing. He's like our coach, so he does a
yeah,
really really solid job of that, keeping things focused. And then, I mean, obviously, I think everyone played well today. Everyone had their moments. So
yeah, yeah. Actually, was
Definitely.
I actually really liked how I think that Fishy actually going for the red cane was actually like a really interesting was a really interesting choice in the
yeah, he made that call pretty early in our draft when we saw their picks. I
mhm,
know it's not expected of him because he's like the Blue King guy, but
Yeah,
I think he chose wisely,
yeah, I think he
and
did choose wisely.
he played it like almost perfectly. So
Yeah, but anyway, that's gonna be it from me. I don't believe Guru or Chow, do you guys have anything left to
no,
say?
Just
Okay.
congrats
thanks
to
for the
Nutbusters
cast.
on a competitive season. I thought they had some really great wins, some great moments. I'm excited to see hopefully them all back. And congrats to Rift Sharks and good luck moving forward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck
Thank
moving
you for the
forward.
cast.
Of course, of course. Good luck. Good
All right,
luck.
later.
Yeah, later. And so to everyone else out there who's still with us, excuse me, um, uh, uh, make sure to have it yourselves a good night. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Make sure to be kind to everyone around you, because some people just need a little pick me up sometimes. Sometimes you just need to be kind to
yeah.
other people. You never know when someone's feeling down. So make sure to be kind to someone. People are really good at masking when they're feeling down. So be kind to people. Be good to people. I'm a bit sick, so I'm a bit under the weather. So I am looking forward to getting myself a
You
nice
deserve it, boss.
serving of Robitussin. I don't know how to say it. I just drink the cough cold medicine, and take care. And I will
Tune in Tuesday
try.
for
Yeah,
the next
tune in. Yeah,
match.
Tuesday should be exciting. I'm not sure. I actually I would love I would love to cast it. I'm not sure if I'll be available by the if I'll even be available Tuesday. I'll probably find out like tomorrow if I'll even be available. I'm not sure. Dean 100% probably will be, and he'll probably take it at the end of the day. But who knows? I'll let fate decide. And at the end of the day, make sure everyone to have a good night and stay safe. Bye bye.